Interesting new matter of public record has been attached. Those sweet, sweet words. Every time he goes live, something else drops, something a little bit interesting. How's it going, everyone? We got some fun stories tonight. I'm not sure how long this stream will be, and I have to apologize because tonight was supposed to be the stream where we go over the dating game Super Seducer. I'm all dressed up. Not actually for this stream. I was actually at a real outside meeting today. It does happen, guys. I know you guys think I'm like a neat, but I'm not actually. I do have things to do, and I so rarely get to dress up. So, am I drunk? No, but I could be because it is August 1st over here. So dry July is over. I sound slurred. That's actually not the case. I am not. But thank you for noticing. I know I am dressed up like a lawyer might be, but that does not mean that I am drunk. Liar. I'm not. I'm just in a good mood, honestly. I haven't been driving. I'm not tired. Nothing like that. Right. What have we got for you tonight? New documents have been dropped. We have the transcript of the CPS hearing from June. We have Nick selling snake oil to his audience. So destitute these days that he's selling dog food and 5G protection plans. Geiger counters, they're on the menu. And we might have some locals cope or something. Exactly. I'm not drunk. I'm just an Australian. Very, very true. But hey, look, if we hit the goal for my celebration for today's activities, I do have some, what is this called? Hazen Badels or something? I don't know. But I think I'll read the document first before I get into any silliness. Right. I guess the chat has decided what we're going to talk about, provided they've got enough likes on the stream. Have you liked the stream? Yes. Okay, then we'll get into it. The chat has voted for the CPS hearing documents first. And I always do what the chat says, provided it is exactly what I was planning to do beforehand. So you've passed the poll. Let us get straight into it, I suppose. Let me see. Where do I have those documents? Here they are. I went through and censored these myself. There is a couple of the children's names. You know where to find them if you want to read them for yourself, but I prefer not to keep them on my stream, so I have edited them out. But as I said, there's not that many. Of course, these are the mysterious leaker from Minnesota, who we don't exactly know who it is, and they don't actually have the best copying skills sometimes. So sometimes it's hard to read. This one's not too bad. This one's not too bad. So it shouldn't be a trying tribulation or anything tonight. All right, let us begin without further ado. In the matter of the welfare of the children, Kayla Rekieta and Nicholas Rekieta, emergency protective care hearing, transcript of the proceedings. Yes, the leaker is a legend. I don't know who that guy is, but if he ever comes down to my little section of Japan, I will be very happy to buy him a beer. Even though this is water. The above entitled matter came on before the Honorable Rodney Clay Hansen, Judge of the District Court in the Kandiyohi County Courthouse, Wilmar, Minnesota, on the 28th day of May 2024, beginning at 1600 hours. I'm thinking in military time, even though I have no military experience. At 4:16 p.m. Appearances. The petitioner appeared through its attorneys, Kristen Pierce and Rachel Molesbury, Kandiyohi County Attorney Office. The mother, Kayla Rekieta, appeared personally along with her attorney, John Mueller. The father, Nicholas Rekieta, appeared personally along with his attorney, Dawn Weber. Thank you for pronouncing everything right. I told you that guy that said, because I always say Kandiyohi. Oh, no, I always used to say Kandiyohi because that's the way you pronounce H-I in Japan. But someone said, like, just imagine it's high, as in you'd have to be high to believe anything Rekieta says, and you'll never forget it. And you know what? It's worked so far. It's amazing. The child, that is the eldest son, I believe he is around 16 years old, but I have redacted his name, was also in attendance. Christy Barber. That's Christy with an I, so you better watch out. That's like that's a red flag, by the way. Guardian ad litem appeared personally. Also present is Alicia Sweep. Sweep it up, Jennies. Come on now. Social worker with Kandiyohi County Health and Human Services, foster parents, and paternal grandparents. I think this is actually maternal grandparents, but I don't know. I think I remember because I did preview this document. Sometimes I read them blind, but tonight I decided to go through it. Let me see. Welfare of the matter of the children of the Rekietas. Whereupon the following proceedings were duly had. The court, we are going to go on the record this afternoon for an emergency protective care hearing. This is in the matter of the welfare of the children of Kayla. Kayla, say your last name for me. Rekieta. Rekieta, thank you. And Nicholas Rekieta, I apologize. Mr. Rekieta appears. He is represented by attorney Dawn Weber. Mrs. Rekieta appears. She is represented by attorney John Mueller. So I guess they got the procedure a little bit mixed up. Who can say? Who can say? The guardian ad litem who's been assigned to this file is Christy Barber. Mrs. Barber appears. Also in the courtroom is Alicia Sweep. She is with the Kandiyohi County Health and Human Services, which is petitioning agency. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's evidence in this document. Like, I know, a little bit of a spoiler, because the documents do get a little bit dry. But there's a little bit of a spoiler here, where Nick is a confirmed snitch to the government. Oh, government, stay out of my life. I don't want you here. By the way, government, would you like some information on someone I can snitch on? Interesting. Interesting. That does come up in this. Also confirmed in this document is the depraved conditions of their house. The sweeping that wasn't going on in their house has been confirmed. Getting right back into it. Let me see. So Alicia Sweep with the Kandiyohi County Health. With the Kandiyohi County Attorney's Office is Kristen Pierce and Rachel Molesbury. Each are an assistant Kandiyohi County Attorney. The record should reflect that Rekieta's eldest child appears. You are child. Child nods head. The court. All right. In addition, at least as I understand it, in the courtroom today are... Give me a second. Both maternal and parental grandparents. Son is one of the 5 children, but the only one present in the courtroom. As I mentioned, the matter is set for an emergency protective hearing. It is my understanding that the children were placed in emergency protective care following the execution of a search warrant and the arrest, leading to an order and then leading to today's hearing. It is my understanding that we will use this as a preliminary springboard, if we will, for the next hearing, which would be a combined admit/deny and emergency protective care hearing. And I say that because this is an advisory to provide all of the children who are age 10 or older, and son has 2 other siblings who are at least of age 10 and are eligible for McKenna advisory, which does a couple things. 1, it gives them the right to have an attorney appointed for them, and 2, their right to go to court and be present at the court hearings. So the court will delay that until the 3 eligible children are present. It is kind of interesting to me that the eldest son came to the court. I wonder if he's trying to learn the family business or something. Who can say? Maybe he just wanted to see what dad and mum were up to, since he doesn't get to see them any other time of the day because they're too busy in their little degeneracy den in the master bedroom, in the big bed where 4 people were sleeping. All confirmed true. Let's see. Who can say? Who can say? I wasn't certain from the petition which I read. So let me ask the parents, are any of the 5 children eligible for membership in a Native American tribe here? In Minnesota or any other state or territory? Mr. Rekieta responds, no, Your Honor. So I guess at least we know he doesn't have any Jod Redcorns in this little thruple situation, right? The court. Any objection then to the court finding that the Indian Child Welfare Act is not applicable to these proceedings? No objection, no objection, no objection. The court. All right. The court will make that finding. I reviewed the petition. There is a prima facie showing, and the petition does establish that a juvenile protection matter exists, that all 5 children are subject to that petition. It further alleges that the children's health, safety, and welfare would be immediately endangered should they return home at this time, and that the care, custody, and control should be temporarily placed with the Kandiyohi County Health Services. Oh, they can't even go home. The house is too messy. With that, both parents are asking that this matter get continued for up to 10 days. Mr. Mueller says, correct, Your Honor. The thought is combined, as you noted, with the admit-deny at 41-5 on June 6. The court. All right. And the purpose of continuing it would be then to protect the rights of the parents at this point? Mr. Mueller, correct. The court. Does the agency object to continuing this out? Mr. Pierce, as long as the children remain in protective care, Your Honor, the county has no objection. The court. Mrs. Barber, no objection, as long as the children remain in their care. Thank you. The court. All right. So you answered my next question, I think. Is it in the children's best interest to remain in protective care at this time? Place your bets. Mrs. Barber says, yes, Your Honor. The court. All right, Mrs. Weber. Any objection to the court granting a continuance with the notion that they will remain in out-of-home placement pending this hearing? Mrs. Weber. No objection. We just are asking. We've got kids that are older, and they should be having some access to their parents. It's not in person, then certainly in Zoom or phone calls would be appropriate. The court. It is my understanding. Oh, we'll get next thing. There's about 16 pages here, I think. I think it was 16 pages. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure it's 16 pages. Wait, so we've got 6, 12, 18, 19 pages. 19 pages, sorry. Where were we? The court. Is it my understanding? It is my understanding the children are, well, before I go there, Mr. Mueller, is there any objection? Is there any objection? No. All right. So, it's my understanding the children are with the maternal grandparents. Can the maternal grandparents supervise contact for the children? Is there an objection to that? Mr. Pierce, yes, Your Honor. Ooh, spicy. Spicy. The kids can't go to the grandparents. Why not? Why not? I do wonder. All right. What is the agency proposing as far as supervised visitation? Mrs. Pierce, Your Honor, we're requesting that there be supervised visitation at Harmony Visitation Center. And until that we can get that set up, that there be supervised in-person visits with the agency. I don't have an objection to phone calls or Zoom. That could be supervised by the foster parents or maternal grandparents. The court. All right. Is the agency at this point able to share with the court why the maternal grandparents cannot supervise visitation? Mrs. Pierce, I'm sorry, the paternal? The maternal. Maternal. So the Kayla's parents, basically. Is it Kayla? It should be Kayla's parents, right? Although I believe Kayla's sister snitched from them as well, so makes you wonder. Mrs. Pierce, Your Honor, we just have some concerns that both sets of grandparents were in the home. Ooh, the parents were in the home the week before the removal. And that while there were some concerns that until the drug testings can verify sobriety, that we would want someone that is more, I'm not sure what this is, more versed, I believe. I think it's versed. It's a bit hard to read there. More versed in identifying those symptoms to the supervising of those visiting. So the grandparents were in the house a week before the raid, and they saw the condition of the house, and they did, I guess, nothing. Maybe shake their finger at it. Who can say? Who can say? Make your own judgments. The court responds. So, in essence, twofold. One, vetting, and two, some educational protocol. Is that fair? Mrs. Pear responds. Mrs. Pierce, right? That's fair. Okay. Mrs. Barber, the guardian's position. Mrs. Barber says, I would recommend that the parties utilize Harmony Visitation Center or the agency at this time for supervised visits until I've had time to begin my investigation and interview the children and meet with all the parents. The court says, is it fair that the agency, with the guardian ad litem's approval or opinion as to the children's best interest, could make a trajectory to less restrictive visitation than Harmony without the court's order? Mrs. Barber says, yes, that's true. And I would ask that, Your Honor. The court responds, okay, so I would qualify Harmony Visitation, at least in your eyes, to start with, or to start there. Next page. And would move forward as the agency. Would you know more? Mrs. Barber, yes, because as the court indicated, We do have older children here. I believe the youngest is 6, upwards to teenagers. Yes, I think the youngest is 6, to my knowledge. Although I thought it was her 7. No, maybe that was the other one. The oldest child is 16. I believe the youngest is 6, upwards to teenagers, and so we would put forth a trajectory in consultation as we get a few of those visitations underway. I would ask certainly, though, that releases be signed for the agencies so that that way they could be put forth the efforts to put them into place. I know Harmony Visitation Center requires a signed release. The court. Mr. Mueller, anything in addition? Mr. Mueller says, I would ask that the releases that they need to be signed by the parents get prepared and they can go through them and sign them before they leave the building. And that the vetting of the grandparents do it as quickly as possible. That's all I've got. The court. Mrs. Weber? Miss Weber says, Your Honor, Mr. Rekieta indicates that the current foster care providers are licensed. They've been licensed for 30 years. This makes sense, actually, to me, because I believe that Nick and Kayla were doing foster care before. It doesn't surprise me that other family members would do it. They've been doing it for 30 years, though. That's a bit surprising. Oh, hello there. Potentially Sean in the chat. How's it going? Let me see. Mr. Rekieta says, I don't believe they're currently licensed. They don't even have their licenses. They don't even have their licenses to be parents. No, foster parents. That's fair enough. I guess it's honest of Mr. Nick to admit to that. I wonder if that's I assume that's actually Nick and not the dad, not the Mr. Rekieta. I don't believe they're currently licensed, but they have been licensed foster care providers for quite some time, over 30 years, I believe. They have plenty of experience dealing with facilitating visitation of children of not only relatives, but of foreign placements. But apparently they don't have enough experience dealing with their druggy children to get them to clean the fucking house. Also, I would like to indicate that the petition drafted by the county itself indicates that the children were in no knowledge of any drugs being in the home and that they were not aware of any use and any testing of the children that would result in drug use, according to the children, would be because of secondary exposure from other sources. What a fucking lie. What a lie. There is no way that this is possible. The children saw them, guaranteed, because the kids would walk in on streams when Nick was high off his gourd. There is no way this is possible. And secondly, they could only be testing positive because of secondary exposure. What, they go out to piano practice and they get a bunch of coke for a reward? I don't think so. Now, you may remember that we looked at the Chrissy Meyer stream a couple of days ago. And Nick put forward this idea, which makes no sense. But he said, like, okay, so in some cases, when you do a drug test, like if you go to a meth den, because there's meth saturating the air, the hair tests can test positive. Now, this is not the same thing as a hair follicle metabolite test, particularly with coke. So it's a very wild thing to suggest. But even the idea that he suggested, people started to look through the documents of what was found, and they found that the coke was in pans and that there was glass containers. So the idea that maybe they were freebasing crack cocaine and that was in the air, and that's what he was thinking was maybe leading to these results, is actually on the table now. It actually gets worse. Oh, dear. But I mean, I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but there is the suggestion is out there. I've also heard some other wild accusations that I cannot verify, but if I could, then I would let you know. One day. All right. Secondary source. Blame it on somebody else. Don't take any responsibility. I understand. Oh, I believe this hearing was also before the hair follicle tests were revealed. So it's kind of funny in retrospect, right? Well, I mean, not funny, funny in a very sad way. Like when a clown car goes right off a cliff and 35 people die. Kind of funny, I suppose. Let me see. I understand the county's position is to try and attempt to facilitate the safest visitation for the children, but there's also no indication other than simply a statute that these children have ever... This didn't age well. This did not age well. substances around them while providing care. Are you actually... Wait, where's my MS Paint, the most based of all editing programs? Where's my MS Paint red underline tool? Because I can't figure out how to make anything. Let's see. Or that their parents have not been under the influence of any substances around them, all while providing care. This is just factually inaccurate. No. No, it's not. So Sebastian says, the theory is that they were baking crack in a pan and that's how it got into the system. I don't think that's possible, just because I don't think that you can ingest through osmosis or skin contact the amount that was tested 10 times the baseline level through simple air saturation. And if it is possible, let's say it is possible through air saturation, then how come only one of them is testing positive and the others aren't? Surely all of the children would be testing positive or showing at least some signs if that was the case. I still don't think that it's from the air, but I mean, you can maybe the crack rocks is true. I just don't think that's how the test came through, you know. Hey, that rhymes, so that means it's true, isn't it? Anyway, so Your Honor, oh wait, what is this? Only one child was helping them baking? I mean, maybe. There was the favorite child, right? Where is it? That is the favorite child. I guess it's not impossible. Who can say? Who can say? The crack haters, yeah. Croquette is almost as funny as Reketamines. But, you know, the memes are flowing pretty good these days. We're eating good tonight, chat. Who cooks SpaghettiOs in a baking pan? Well, not Nick, but apparently Aaron, because he's the only one feeding kids over there. They were doing snow. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. What is this? 900, almost 1,000 people watching, but only 200 likes. Come on, guys. Come on, chat. If we get it over 400 likes, then YouTube starts sharing it out and it gets more saturation, just like the air is saturated in the den of iniquity, infecting everyone that comes into contact with them. I'm a little bit angry at this story. If you haven't guessed by now, obviously we try to have some laugh. Like when I first reported this, I was kind of like sad. How could this happen? Like I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed. But as I read more of this, I get progressively more pissed off. Throughout these streams. They tried to hide the pain, though. Let me see. So, Your Honor, I would ask that at the very minimum, we go ahead with your initial suggestion that the maternal grandparents who are currently providing care be offered the visit or be allowed to facilitate visitation and supervision. We have not done anything to not cooperate with the county, other than assert our rights to request counsel before answering any questions and before submitting to any testing. We have not, this is a fun one, we have not done anything to not cooperate. Show me the fucking warrant. Seize warrant. This is bullshit. Yeah, okay. 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 And I'm not saying that you should just let cops into your house, no. But when you see the warrant, don't be a little child about it, okay? Let me see. Before we submit to testing, it's something that we had not had any opportunity to do given the Memorial Day weekend. That's the real key point here, is to not lose any weekends. Only no 0 days, right? The first time we spoke to county workers was at our home today around 1 p.m., despite multiple attempts over the weekend, and today starting at, I believe this is, I don't know, place your guess. Is it, let's say it's 9 a.m. That sounds like a pretty good time for people to wake up. I don't know. Let's say it's 9 a.m. That's a reasonable time to wake up. And so today at 9 a.m. to contact the county workers, I was unable to until they arrived at our home. When they arrived to our home, they found a house that was much cleaner than was initially found. We've been making immediate efforts now that school year is finished to go ahead and take care of the clutter in the home. Oh, I can't believe this is actually here. This is hilarious. So this is when the county's people came to inspect the house again, the second time. When they arrived at our home, they found a house that was much cleaner. So disgusting pig den is confirmed, okay? Much cleaner than the first time it was initially found. And what the fuck is this statement here? We've been making immediate efforts now that the school year is finished. The kids are gone. You've got nothing else to do. Oh, well, you don't. The school year's finished. What, the kids are taken away and you're still going to take them to school? Is that what you're going to do? We've been making efforts. So how long does that take to do? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Go ahead and take care of that clutter. Oh, whoopsie, clutter. I dropped some laundry on the ground. Oh, clutter. Not that it's covered in dust, undone laundry, kids walk around in smelly clothes, wife swapping, crack rocks being cooked in the kitchen, perhaps. We don't know. What a statement. What a statement. Faux outrage. Hey, look. What do you know about faux outrage? Mod of Nick's channel? No, I don't care. If you're a mod of Nick's channel, DWOT, that's fine. You're still welcome here. But let's not pretend that there's not a little bit of conflict of interest going on here for you as well. Oh, dear. Let me see. We're not even requesting that the children be placed in our home during this continuance, but merely that visitation be supervised by people who are obviously qualified to provide that supervision and are sitting in the room right over there and have done so for over 3 decades in this county. In this county, Your Honor. Mrs. Schweep, what's the agency's timetable to get through this vetting process or provide education to supervisors as to use recognition? Mrs. Sweep says, I would say we would look to be doing a safety meeting within the, depending on the cooperation of the parents within the next week or two. The court. Okay. That's longer than I anticipated. Why can't it be done this week? Yeah. Very good question, Sweep. Why don't you work faster and harder? Mrs. Sweep says, it is a very active investigation that is early on in its stages in regards to the agency learning who's had knowledge of use of drugs in the home, who's been notified of the use of drugs in the home. Why did you say that twice? I don't know. That's a bit weird. Is that the... Let me read this again. This kind of sounds weird. It is a very active investigation that is early in its stages in regards to the agency learning who's had knowledge of use of the drugs in the home, who's been notified of use of the drugs in the home, and the education behind how to look at the use and being under the influence. There you go. That makes better sense. The court. All right. What is the date from the admit deny? June 6th? Yes, a week from Thursday. The court will grant the parents' request for a continuance given that there is a prima facie showing from the petition and that it would protect the rights of both parents to continue the matter. It provides the parties additional time for safety meetings, safety planning. The court takes notice that the holiday weekend put this at a standstill since the arrest on Thursday. The court will also find that the agency was unable and has demonstrated by the petition that given the particular circumstances of the children's removal from the home, there were no services or efforts. Oh, back down this way. Services or efforts available which would have allowed the children to stay in the home at that time. In particular, both the parents were arrested and that out-of-home placement or emergency out-of-home placement was necessary. Currently, the proposed out-of-home placement with the children's maternal grandparents in the least restrictive and most home-like and certainly meet the cultural needs of the children. Cultural needs of the children? I mean, I guess cultural can not necessarily just mean like actual culture, but like just what they're used to, essentially. I was thinking like special cultural needs, what they need SpaghettiOs and Rice Krispie treats or something. I assume just in something similar to what they're used to. Let me see. I would push this matter a bit harder. I take a personal view that Harmony Visitation Center or visitation at the agency is artificial at best and not appropriate for older children. If you have a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, that works pretty well. With the toys, older children, it does not. For now, I will utilize that as supervised visitation, but ask that the agency come up with a safety plan as soon as possible and certainly prior to June 6th. As to alternatives for supervised parenting with the family members, preferably, or if not, someone who the family can agree upon and some safety planning. And then we'll continue this till June 6th at 9:45 before Judge Helgeson. And at that point, the children will have an attorney available for them, and Judge is it Helgeson? Yeah, it's Helgeson, right? Helgeson will provide the McKenna advisory. Is there anything else for the record today? Or, this is where it gets a bit fun. This document gets a little bit spicy. A little bit spicy. Anything I probably forget? Mr. Mueller says, well, actually, there's two other things that happen in this document. There's one other item from the mother and father's perspective, Your Honor. Likely just a typo, but daughter's name, I've redacted, obviously. Daughter, the youngest child, we have her birthday, her birth and petition incorrect. Instead of September something, it's September something. The spelling is actually wrong too. So Mrs. Rekieta pops up. Actually, Your Honor, the spelling is wrong too. And who is? The spelling. Oh, the spelling of daughter. There's a Y and an A and the N in the name because I'm that mum. Woohoo, silly mum with a funny spelling of the name. Yeah, okay. Good for you, I suppose. Okay. Mr. Mueller just says, okay. Mistrial? There's not going to be a mistrial because of that. Come on now. Court reporter says, could we get you to spell that out so that we have the correct spelling? Yes, and then they spell it out. So, you know what, I'll put in here. Bingo. There you go. That's the name of the daughter. Bingo. Thank you. Mr. Mueller says, I don't think that requires any amending to the petition. We can just correct it right there on the record. Now, this actually, some people remember this from a previous document review stream, but we noticed that there was like a little notation mentioning about the daughter's details. So kind of interesting little details to see why that was in there, because we were curious. It seemed like such a small issue, but nice to have that like buttoned up. All right, well, I might have to be reminded if I use her date of birth. All right, thank you all. Oh, so I guess everything's concluded? No, there's something else. What's coming up? This is fun. This is a fun little one. Let me see. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. That's all the Rekieta saying that. So Mr. Mueller, Mrs. Rekieta, and Mr. Rekieta. The court. Oh, one other thing I want to say on the record. I had given an admonition as to the Zoom use at the arraignment on Friday. That was immediately ignored. Oh no, LordTube's on watch right here. This is what's happening. And we were published immediately. So the backstory, what happened here is that during the live stream of Nick's arraignment, it was a Zoom call. And a lot of people tuned in, a lot of people broadcast it. But the judge says at the beginning of the stream, this cannot be broadcast under penalty of law or something like that. I'm not sure of the exact wording of it, but basically said, I do not give permission for this to be rebroadcast. Now, a bunch of people did rebroadcast it, and they were out of Minnesota. So he's not really, they're not really liable for anything, most likely. It's too much of a hassle to enforce this judge's decision on other areas of I guess, America. And I'm outside of America, and I'm not American, so I don't give a shit. So I watched it quite comfortably. I do know a couple people who restreamed it who maybe should be concerned, but I think they'll be fine. But this is what the judge is mentioning. So the default in these cases will be in person, since we have not done well with the use of Zoom. So here you go, A-logs. Just because that one guy logged into the call and started saying the N-word, now we don't get more Zoom meetings because of you. Where is this transcript right here, MG Law? It's available on the Kiwi Farms, the home of true and honest reporting. No, I love the Kiwis. This is all their content. I just read it. They do some good work. They make some mistakes from time to time, but generally they're pretty accurate. Let me see. Mrs. Weber, it brings up the thought. If Judge Helgelson is our judge next week, is he going to be here, or do we have to go to him? We're very concerned about some of these folks, given my client, what he does for a living. Ah, yes. There are people, I think, that are going to continue to try and disrupt these proceedings if the judge is by Zoom. Well, they're right about that. I mean, not that I don't think you should, by the way. I think you should stay out of it and just let everything unfold, because it's a lot more funny. But let's be frank, someone's going to do it. The detractors, yes, they're out there in force. The court, yeah, it's a point well taken, and we're working through that. I can tell you that neither the court nor the administration had any idea what was coming for them on Friday, right up to the time of that hearing. Mrs. Weber says, do you think that everybody's kind of got a taste of that? We know there are some folks that just, Cheryl, you're a kind of the gatekeeper, for example. Mr. Mueller says, well, we'll have to keep Mary up for that hearing on the 6th. So I guess they're gonna get Mary to like be real time blurring the chat and blocking out people that come in and just shout. Like, you know, something you might hear on a bridge if you're watching a PewDiePie stream. Mrs. Weber says, yeah, Mr. Pierce. I guess my suggestion would be that if Judge Hegelson is by Zoom, that no one else is allowed to be by Zoom. Right. Mrs. Pierce says, because they would need special permission of the court, and we would be here in person with him by Zoom if he can't be here in person. The court says, that's my thought as well. If sometimes I'm scheduled in Meeker County and 20 minutes later or 15 minutes later, I'm scheduled in Swift County, not County. Sorry, that's the Australian sneaking out of me again. So the judge can be via Zoom when everyone else is ordered to be in the courtroom just because of scheduling. So that might be the same case for different reasons. Oh, Mr. Rekieta stands up and says something. Your Honor, in light of your admonition and your statement at my arraignment that any recording or broadcasting may be a contempt, may be in contempt of court. If I have knowledge of someone in the state of Minnesota who would presumptively be under the jurisdiction of the state who violated that order, what would be the proper course? Should I bring that by? Should I bring that by motion in my criminal trial to you? Should I refer that to Mrs. Pierce? What should I do in that case? Snitching, caught in the act. Mr. Rekieta, caught snitching in court. Caught in 4K snitching. Your Honor, excuse me, teacher, somebody broke your admonition. Can I report that to you, or should I tell Mrs. Pierce? Literally telling Mr. Pierce. Mrs. Pierce, what a rat. What a rat. Snake on snake warfare. So the question is, chat, who is he going to snitch on? I think most people have come to the conclusion that it's Aaron, the revenge pornographer. Which is another funny little side tangent to this whole story, is that this is actually funny. This is actually funny. So live on the Steel Toe Morning Show, they were sharing Kayla's nudes. Gino saw the titties, the Rosebud Citizen Kane titties. He saw them. And now Gino and Aaron are going down. Well, maybe. We don't know. But it seems like the Rekietas are charging them. So this will be number 4. So you've got the defamation case. You've got the criminal case. You've got the Get the Kids Back case. And now you got to go after Aaron as well for sending your nudes or sending her nudes to him, which you said that you would never do. Hypocrisy. Yeah, that's what I like to call them, the Citizen Kane titties, because they've got a rosebud on them. But I can't believe this. It's like, Your Honor, excuse me, I want to snitch. Chat, the government conspiracy, they're coming after me. They want to shut me down. The government, you can't trust the government. By the way, government, can you shut this guy down? Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock. What is this message I got? Short video. I probably can't play that, Max. I'm going to reread this. I find this hilarious. So Nick says, like, you know, I knew that was going to be streamed from the live. The second that, like, he's like, oh, look at me giggling in the thing. I knew this was going to happen. But the second it happens, he's like, how could I get revenge on the people that made fun of me? How dare they make fun of me? So he says, so I'll read that part again. So it's more, there's better continuity. Your Honor, in light of your admonition and your statement at my arraignment, that any recording or broadcasting may be in contempt of court. If I have knowledge of someone in the state of Minnesota who would presumptively be under jurisdiction of the state who violated the order, what would be the proper course? Should I bring that by? Should I bring that by motion in my criminal trial to you? Should I refer that to Mrs. Pierce, the teacher? What should I do in that case? I want to verify my information before I actually do make an accusation, but I have no reason to believe that someone in this state I have reason to believe that someone in this state who was actually associated with the prosecution's case was one of the people broadcasting the hearing illegally live streaming. Illegally live streaming. And I would like to be sure that this is brought to the attention of the court and Your Honor specifically. Oh my goodness. I think it has to be Aaron. It has to be Aaron. I don't think of it. I can't think of anyone else in Minnesota who it could possibly be. So I don't feel so good, toe bros. I don't feel so good. Aaron deserves everything he gets, but that doesn't make snitching right, especially when the snitching amounts to making fun of you. You know, the only time you're allowed to snitch is when it's someone's in clear and present danger and you can save them or help them, okay? Any other case of snitching is government bootlicking. You heard it here. The court says, I won't be assigned to that criminal case. My involvement is probably done with that case, having the arraignment. Mrs. Pierce, is that information your agency or your office wants, or should it be provided to Judge Fisher? So Judge Fisher is the female judge that Nick was going to drink booze out of from her vagina. That's what he said live on the stream. Now, she was removed 10 days later because there's an interesting law in Minnesota where you can request a change, and if it's within the first, I think it's 10 days. It could be 7 days. But as long as it goes through, it's basically automatically granted. So a lot of people predicted it wouldn't be granted, but it was basically immediately. But Judge Fisher, she's no longer on the case for the criminal case, but I believe she is still presiding over the Monty defamation case, wherein at the moment Nick has failed all his pleas. He owes Monty $300, and he's about $200,000 in the hole with Rendaza. Not looking so great over there. And actually, that reminds me, I have another document I almost forgot about. What is this? From Baldo's Gate, which is a very funny name. Based on the available document date and types associated with the Rekieta home, the larger one owned by the Robert Lord Property Trust, not the one that they kicked someone out of so April could move in, it appears a mortgage was taken out on the property on April 7th, 2022, 4 years after the property was purchased in 2018. Before that date, Rekieta said that his home had no mortgage, which appears to be consistent with the list of publicly available documents associated with the property. The document would need to be purchased. So I haven't seen this document. I don't think anyone has, but you have to pay money for it, and we're all cheap. We're all very cheap. All my money goes to these fancy suits that I wear on stream every day. But it sounds like it's the mortgage arc. It's the homeless arc. Maybe they shouldn't be kicking tenants out of their second home so they can move Kayla in so she can be right next door, but still technically not living with them. I don't know. But I don't feel so good, Baldo bros. Mrs. Pierce, let me see. Your Honor, we would not want that information directly. So Mrs. Pierce, the teacher, doesn't want to hear his snitch arguments. It's a waste of time. Who gives a shit if someone restreamed it? Yeah, maybe it was against Minnesota statutes or something, but what is the harm there? Okay. And I thought this man triumphed every court case being publicly viewable, being open and honest to make sure that no tomfoolery by the government was being conducted. But when somebody actually decides that maybe they want to share it, well, rules for thee, not for me, as is so often the case. Kayla's sister lived there? I don't know if that's true. I thought they had a family friend living there. I'm not sure if it was a sister. If Kayla's sister did live there, then that's very funny because she's apparently one of the people that snitched on them as well. Let me see. So they don't even want to hear the snitch argument. It could possibly bring us into an ancillary action or make us a witness. We direct all information to, you can either provide it to the law enforcement or to the assigned judge on the case, which would be Judge Fisher. So Nick can call the cops if he wants to be an even bigger snitch. Mr. Rekieta says, all right, if I verify my findings, I'll raise it with Judge Fisher. I don't think she's going to do any favors for you, Nick, but oh well. Thank you, Your Honor. The court says, all right, thank you all. And there you have it. There you have it. This is from the Child Emergency Placement Protective Order. Snitching confirmed live. Oh, dear, dear, dear. All right. Now let's move into something a little bit less serious, but probably a lot funnier. Let me see. So this is from today's. So the thing is, so if you're unaware, you can find all these documents on the Kiwi farms. And there is a mysterious character who is providing all of these documents. And I can't lie and say it's not entertaining. But basically, every time Nick's about to stream, they pop up with a new matter of public interest attached. And I'm not sure if they've got a big backlog of these or if they're just finding them, new ones, and then saving them. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's pretty funny that the timing is almost exactly before Nick streams. Like, he's got his own actual little demon ceiling cat in the courthouse watching him, waiting for him to post these stuffs, right? But Nick did stream today. So let's take a look at some of the choice highlights from today's stream. And there is something here that you might find interesting. Let's say, oh, you know what? I should unmute this before people yell at me.
This is from, let's see, Positive, like positive, which is healthy pet food snacks for your
selling dog food. Now, actually, I don't have a problem with selling dog food, but let me explain what's happening here, and it's going to lead into something else, okay? So I've been talking about how Rumble is crap, and let's be honest, Rumble's got about a year or two left of money left before they're going belly up. So don't get too attached to it. Yeah, if it survives, that'd be great. But you see here, Rumble Studio, which is awful and responsible for many hot mics and many embarrassing moments, has a new feature, and this is the entire reason that Nick is using Rumble Studio. They have a new monetization method. How to monetize a live stream with campaigns. Beta. Getting started. Monetizing your live stream on Rumble is easy. No preparation is needed. This is why Nick's using it, by the way. Is needed before the stream. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. No preparation needed before the stream. Perfect. You can check which ad campaigns will be available on the campaign page. While streaming, go to the campaign menu on the right side of the interface, and you'll be able to see all the campaigns available to your account. Each campaign has a minimum viewership requirement, and you can interact with the campaign. If you can't interact with it if you're below the requirement. If you meet or exceed the requirements, you can interact with it. To advertise the campaign, just press accept and start. And so basically, they have an automated ad program, which actually by itself is kind of interesting. But you see people that are really desperate using this because they can't get sponsors for anything else. So we can do a little bit of detective work here, a little bit of lawyer math even, since I am, I guess, dressed for it. And so he's selling Positive dog food. Positive dog food. You can see here, it is by the company Positive. Do you rely on big woke corporations? This is the anti-woke dog food. Are you fucking serious? I didn't even see this before. And there's worse ad campaigns in here. This is like, I think the dog food is probably the most legit one. But I can't believe it. Like, you don't want your dog to be fucking woke, do you? You don't want your woke 7-year-old pup to come up and tell you they're voting for Kamala Harris, do you? The corrupt medical establishment dog food. So you need a minimum of 13 viewers. This is the threshold to get these ads right. Minimum threshold of 13 for positive dog food. And you get 5 cents. 5 cents. Is that per viewer? Yeah, per viewer live earnings, 5 cents with a maximum earnings of 300. Okay. Now, did Nick get the maximum? Now, while Rumble's numbers are very much disputed, and I do not believe them, at all, we have an estimate. So it said on Rumble at the time he was streaming that there was approximately a peak viewership of 1,100 viewers. So it says like 1,172 was the peak recorded by Rumble. I don't believe that. I think it's probably 400, but let's take Rumble at its word and say that you've got 1,100 people. So if we go 1,100, what's that? 1,172 times 0.05. This means that Nick got $58. He sold woke dog food, anti-woke dog food to his audience for $58. Or 55, whatever, Max. $55. Now, like I said, selling pet food I actually don't have a problem with. It's completely off-brand. There's no reason to do it. But like, he sells something here that's really stupid in a second. Like, really, really stupid. If you thought this, like, let's have a look at some other thing. Well, we'll go back to the positive thing. And actually, let's take a random look at this. Let's see. You've got the talking doll. You've got morning kick. You've got new Philic. I don't know. Like, the only people that are really using this platform is like, unironically, if I was streaming on Rumble right now, I've got more viewers than was on Rumble. I'd be making more than $60. That's pretty great. That's pretty funny. Is $55 enough for a bump? I don't know. That's a good question. But I really have a problem with people selling out their audiences, and this seems like a big scam. But it is pet food, so you can at least feed it to your pets, right? So there are some people that can make use of it, right? But actually, if you were in the stream last night, I was talking about how I really hate it when people take stupid brand deals that don't benefit like their actual audience, or things that they don't believe in, things that they don't use. And for example, I actually got, while I was streaming, an offer, and I've censored this obviously, but look. Yesterday, I was offered a sponsorship for a VPN that I didn't believe in for $500, and I said no, because I don't believe in VPNs. They don't make you safer. They don't make your airport Wi-Fi impenetrable. They don't do that. Like, the only reason to use a VPN, as far as I can see, is that you can get like different regions of Netflix. Like, that's for sure. But I don't believe in it as a product, so I've never accepted a VPN sponsorship. But I guess if you've got nothing better to do, if nobody's sending you sponsorships anyway, you may as well just sell dog food. But it gets worse. The dog food isn't the tip of the iceberg. But really, selling out your audience is one of the last things a streamer does before they really just decide to circle the drain. So let me see. Let's continue this dog food ad. Let's see.
Dogs. Again, there's a QR code on the right side.
And by the way, if you want to use his QR code and support Nick, go ahead.
Right side of your screen. It looks like the right side to me. Do you rely on big woke corporations and the corrupt medical establishment?
I thought he was making this up, but this is the actual ad read. Do you hate the government? Woke corporations feeding your dog slop? Do you want your pupper eating goy slop? No. So buy positive dog food. This is the actual read. I thought this was made up, but it's actually real.
To keep you healthy? Well, I hope not. Why would you trust the same globally owned corporations to keep your pet healthy? It's a good question.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Right? Actually, my dog eats better than like
your children. What eats better than your dog, Nick? Who eats better than your dog? Your children? Yeah, what your pupper is enduring positive anti-woke dog food while your kids are eating SpaghettiOs?
Most people.
How's it going, Shizzy Biz Nuts?
It's fresh food and all that bullshit. It's time we stop relying on them for anything. They hate us. They want to keep us sick and just want our money.
It's dog food. Oh, someone fell over again. Oh wait, it's an ambulance. Let me go chase it. I'm very appropriately dressed today. I'm not a lawyer, by the way. Like, some people said that I'm a lawyer. I'm not. I just have this tangential relationship to LawTube. Okay, I don't have the attention span to be a lawyer.
We at Rumble started Positive Health because pets are an extension of our family, and it matters that they get clean.
I mean, that's the only family you have at the moment. So okay, well, I guess you got April as well. She's a pet, I suppose. Until you throw her to the wolves to eat up that Coke charge.
Clean, nutrient-filled, vitamin-rich superfoods to stay healthy and happy.
Hey,
that's why we created a range.
Actually, thank you for gifting the membership. Much appreciated. Can we hit it?
Supplement waffles, not blue waffles though, that your pet will love. Packed with packed with natural, healthy ingredients that promote better digestive support, bone health, vision, and immune strengths. They're also rich in anti-inflammatories, vitamins, and minerals essential for your furry family members. Look, guys,
look, here's the real deal, and I don't want to shit on Positive too much. Dog food is dog food. There's low quality dog food and there's high quality dog food. Find something that's good for your dog. There's no such thing as woke corporations. Like, you have to be, I don't know, like the Rumble's main selling point is it's like the anti-woke establishment. So I think if they say anti-woke, I guarantee you that they're probably advertising on Twitch right now, and Positive is like, don't you hate Charlottesville? Buy Positive dog food. They're a dog food company. They don't care about global politics. They want puppers to be fed.
You care about your pets. Positive is here
Dragon's
for you.
Treasure.
Right?
With a chat that's almost equal to what you get paid on Rumble. If you're Mersh or Ralph, I suppose. Or now Nick. Says, bet you miss my tea now, don't you, Noseboy? Yes, Dragon's Treasure is an actual product that is a real good product. there's my ad read for the Dragon's Treasure. Now, the Dragon's Treasure is a very based guy. The tea's great from what I've heard. I haven't actually tried it, but it looks delicious. Everyone I know says it's delicious. Go to thedragonstreasure.com, a haven for anime and tea lovers, and use code COPE. Or, I don't know, someone else's tea code. I don't really. Just go buy some tea. Just go buy some tea. It's good for you. Zach says with a $5. After having 50 dogs, there is 2 things that I've learned. Your time together is so short, and 2, they love chocolate. Look, this chocolate, like when I was a kid, and I know my regular audience has heard this, so I apologize to them for nothing. No, I love them. I love them, of course. When I was a child, we did Easter at my aunt's house, and she had 2 big Samoyeds. And these Samoyeds were massive and hungry, and they would eat everything. And we had a big Easter egg hunt, and I had my entire selection of chocolate like in my room, away from the dogs, so they couldn't eat it. They broke in there, ate all the chocolate, and then they didn't die. They just got away. They literally got away with it. And then these same dogs, these same Samoyeds, they went to they started to feel a bit sick. This is like years later after the chocolate. So they took them to the vet and scanned them, and they found a dark lump over their stomachs. They said, or maybe it's cancer. So there's like, you know, and they don't have a lot of money. That like no one had a lot of money back then in my family. So they were like, you know, should we pay for the surgery? Like, I don't know if we can afford it. But they found the money, you know, made some sacrifices to get the surgery for the dog. It was a jar. It was like a thing of toothpaste. The dog just swallowed a thing of toothpaste. And they spent like, I don't know, it was like $1,500 getting this dog surgery. This dog just eats everything and refuses to die. I mean, that's good for it. It's not my dog, but no. All good puppies. All good puppies. They're actually very adorable. I just am a little bit angry about losing all that chocolate. So I think they're probably not still alive now, but they lived for a very long time. They were very well-cared dogs. All right, let us get back into it.
Head over to positive.com right now to check out our superfoods and other products. Use code STUDIO to save 15% on your first subscription.
He doesn't even get a proper like referral code. It's just like the Rumble deal's not happening, guys. The Rumble deal's over. He's reduced to selling dog food for $60. The world's #1 earner for super chats. Over 100,000 live viewers at one point. Selling dog food for less than, I think, can you even buy like a big bag of dog food for $60? I'm pretty sure like quality dog food, like a massive bag is like $80 or something, right? It's pretty expensive.
Order. Guys, this is simple. Do you want good stuff for your pets? If you do, go to positive.com. Check them out. It's a Rumble exclusive.
10 minutes.
So your pets have free
Mr.
speech
Pigman.
along with they have free speech along with their good products. But look, I don't know about you guys, but my cats are outdoor cats, but
so they feed themselves. They've got my cats are outside cats. They can feed off the raccoons that I'm drowning.
we feed them very well.
Better than the kids,
dog,
apparently.
which is
Oh,
an
my
indoor
goodness.
dog, but we feed her very well, much to my dismay, because indoor dogs are cancer. In my opinion, you guys can like yours.
I don't time out people. I just time out one individual person who's just being, he's not contributing. He's not being funny. Just being a cunt. And that's my, I have 2 rules for my chat. Well, I guess it's 3. It's actually in the Discord rules as well. It's no spamming, no terms of service stuff, and don't be a cunt. I'm the arbiter of what a cunt is, so I can make up whatever I want. That's the way it works.
But if you have this pet, it's an investment in, a little member of your family. I know you guys like your dogs.
I didn't
know
time
you
out
guys
anyone
like your
except that
cats.
one guy.
Check out positive.com. Yes, it's a cute play on words. And use promo code STUDIO. Save 15% on your first order. And, you can help out your little furry friend there. Don't help out furries, though. Just your furry friends.
All right.
Thank you.
So, you know what? I don't have too much of a problem with, like I said, like despite it being like a stupid product, selling anti-woke dog food, that I don't have a problem with. But there's some actual garbage on this site. Actual garbage. Like, look at this. 5G free. Who is in control of America's nukes? Is it Biden? 5G free. Look at these exclusive deals only available on Rumble. Positive, which is food, so you can feed it. Sleep naked. I didn't know what that is. But look at this. 5G cellular defense. Protect yourself from EMF Stay 5G free. Stay 5G free. Look at this. Ultimate radiation defense. Defend yourself from harmful radiation with proven solutions. Stage I. Look, the badge. You put on this badge, $30 badge, and you're now free from EMFs. Wow, it really works. Now, fortunately, or what is this? Emergency radiation kit, $350 exclusively on Rumble. You can sell this garbage to your audience for 5 cents per viewer. But at least Nick has enough integrity not to sell the 5G stuff, right? Oh, wait a minute. He did.
We're gonna have a word from today's sponsor, which is 5G free ultimate radiation defense. Protect yourself from harmful radiation with proven solutions. There's a QR code now on your screen, which will...
Even doing this, ironically, like even if it's a stupid product and you just decide to shill it, how is this any different than Boogie selling crypto to his audience in a pump and dump? Like at least with the Boogie crypto scam, at least one person made some money from that. Nobody benefits from 5G defense. This is all made up bullshit. It's all garbage. It is a complete... There is someone in his audience that'll buy this. I guarantee you. It's just a number games. It's just taking advantage of people that trust you. It's disgusting to sell this garbage. At least the dogs can eat the dog food, even if it's anti-woke shit. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? But 5G ultimate radiation defense, fuck off. Fuck off.
To 5G free. But let's see what they have to say here.
Again, he sold this garbage to his audience for what amounts to $60. So good job. Made $100 a stream in total after cuts, I suppose. Good job, Nick. Wow.
Is in control of America's nukes. Is it Biden?
This is the actual ad read.
Meanwhile, we have Russian ships off the coast of Florida and full-blown wars in Ukraine and Israel. The world is at its most unstable point since World War II, except now.
There's such a market in telling people that the world's about to fall apart. Quick, buy all your military rations actually have a use though, so you can prep. I don't have a problem with prepping. That's just like, the grid could go down or something. But radiation defense, because the nukes start dropping because of Biden, like come off it.
With nuclear weapons.
This is a very good question in the chat. Why doesn't he just practice law? That would require effort. That's why.
The stakes are 10 times higher. How do people like you and I stay safe? Luckily, we've got a solution. Every prepper needs to have radio.
Wait, okay, so the other premium product that was offered, Sleep Naked, is powdered bison organs sold as dietary supplements. Wow. You got to get that spirit of the bison in you. Oh wow, that's worth $100 or some shit. I don't know.
Guard ASE, the only FDA approved drug to treat radioactive fallout. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just like in Fallout 3 or 4 or 5 or Fallout 76, you skipped a whole lot.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's take a look at this snake oil that this guy is selling. I had a quick look. Rumble exclusive products. Let's have a look. 5G free, the ultimate radiation defense kit. Discover more. You know what? I think I will. Cellular defense supplement, $50. What does this even do? Cellular defense? Look, I played Stalker. I know that all you need to defend against radiation is some vodka or some anti-rad. I don't have any vodka though, and I do live in Japan with Fukushima, and I guess they actually just decided another reactor wasn't good, so I guess rip me. Maybe I could actually use this shit, but it doesn't do anything. Let me see. Essential for thyroid protection during radiation exposure. Gluten-free. Oh wow, amazing. All right, let me see. Let's see our story. This is a free. Like they should be paying me. No, actually, I don't want their money. But this is a free exposure. They're getting paid an exposure for the 5G free. Now, let's be honest. Everybody fucking loves 5G. Your phone is actually faster. There's no radiation or anything. All right, guys. It just makes life faster. Everyone loves 5G. I love it. I love 5G. Our story, our goal, free the world from fear of radiation. At 5G Free, we are driven by a singular mission to liberate the world from a pervasive fear of radiation. In an era where technology evolves faster then its safety can be assured. We stand against the indifferent march of big tech. These corporations prioritize profits over your health, creating technology at a pace that outstrips the understanding of its long-term effects. Challenging big tech's ruthless pursuit. We are tired of seeing big tech control your life without regard for the consequences. They bend rules, prioritize efficacy over safety, and push forward innovations without sufficient safeguards. This reckless pursuit, progress comes at the expense of your well-being, leaving you exposed to hazardous materials. The hidden dangers of everyday devices. Why do you need our solutions? Because your everyday devices could be making you sick, perhaps. From smartphones to Wi-Fi routers, the radiation emitted by these technologies is an invisible threat that could have significant health implications, perhaps. The fear that our world is in state of disrepair due to these unseen dangers is real, and the potential for future events could lead to radiation saturation is inevitable, as read on the internet. Well, like the funny thing is that people are ordering this from their smartphones while they're watching the show. You just know it, right? You just know it. Now, I actually had a roommate who believed in this shit. He moved into the room that had the Wi-Fi router when I was flatting, when I was in New Zealand. And he would turn the Wi-Fi off when he went to bed because he thought it gave him bad dreams and headaches and shit. And this guy's he would cut, and we found a compromise where he would leave it on all night, because obviously I stay up all night using the computer playing video games at this time and now. But no, obviously we had to come to a compromise. So we built like a board and literally covered it with tinfoil, and he would put that over his head, like near his head, to protect him from the router, the Wi-Fi router that saturates the entire house, that saturates the entire airwaves all the time, everywhere. There is no escape unless you're in some sort of Faraday cage, like Better Call Saul, right? He wasn't my friend. Sorry, he was a roommate. I wasn't his friend. I never really liked him at all, actually. And the funny thing is that this dude's hobby was racing, like remote controlled cars, and like when you have like the headset for like the what are they called? Like the FPV drones and things. So he was beaming high frequency Wi-Fi signals through his head as a hobby, but he couldn't sleep in a room with a regular Wi-Fi router. It drove me fucking insane. And anytime I tried to tell him this, he'd be like, "Don't make fun of me, man." And I just felt sorry for him. Couldn't be happier that I don't have to live with anyone anymore. I hated flatting with a passion. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Trucker Rob with a 20 says, "Well, howdy. How's it going? Thank you for the 20 there." And Akai Suki says, "Nick Shilling tinfoil scam ads unforgivable." Yeah, like this is actual snake oil, and there are people in his audience that will buy this to support him, and people in his audience that will take his word for it. And even if he does it as a joke, it's the same thing with Boogie. If you sell this like I was going to call it shit-toe, but crypto scam shit that literally just robs your audience and cashes out that little bit of authority that you might still have with them, it's absolutely disgusting. Let's have a look at the FAQ on this radiation shit. Let's see. General facts, FAQ. Let me see. Should I be concerned about electromagnetic frequency exposure? EMFs are emitted by many electronic devices and can be potentially impacting your health. Our products aim to reduce exposure and associated risks. How do they do that? How to choose the right product for my needs. Consider your primary concerns, e.g. EMF exposure. Chat, are you worried about EMF exposure? Radiation protection? Of all the people in this chat, like there's almost 1,400 people. Holy shit, these streams have been getting big. Thank you very much. I love you. Love you. Thanks for coming here. Leave a like, say hi in chat, subscribe if you so choose to. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for being here. Of the 1,400 people in chat, I am probably the most likely to be suffering from radiation protection because I actually live in a place with faulty nuclear reactors, and I go swimming. Well, I used to go swimming at near a reactor that literally just got deemed unsafe in Fukui, Japan. Well, I don't live in Fukui, but I go swimming there sometimes. So I'm the only person here that might actually be able to benefit from this. But even I know this is garbage. Let me see. Read our product facts for more details. Let's see. Are your products subtle? Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Are your products scientifically backed? Yes. I wish it just said yes. Like there could have been a real power Chad move if it just says yes and nothing else and refuses to elaborate. Our products are formulated and select based on the latest scientific research and advancements. Not the same scientific research and advantages that tell you that like cell phones are safe, but whatever. Do you offer international shipping? Yes, they do. Look at that. So I could actually buy this. Can you use multiple 5G products together? Yes. Our products are designed to complement each other for comprehensive protection. How do I stay updated on new features? Subscribe to the newsletter. Who can I contact for more information, and where can I find more information about EMF protection? Visit our blog and resource section for detailed articles. That actually might be an interesting one. Let me see. Badge F. Oh, let's look at their products. We'll look at the products, then we might go back. So this is what they're selling. This is what they're selling. Cellular defense supplement. A Faraday cage for your body. Citation fucking needed. Our advanced cellular defense is formulated based on protocols used by the US Department of Energy. Oh, they're stealing their secrets from the Metal Gear project to protect you from exposure to high levels of EMF exposure. This is literally designed to sell to like Saul's brother in the like. Because I know everyone's seen Better Call Saul before me. I just started watching and I actually finished the series now. Good show, good show. Not sure I like it better than Breaking Bad, but pretty entertaining. But like literally Saul's brother Chuck, who is stuck in home because he thinks that there's EMFs are giving him like radiation sickness or something. This is literally what this product is designed for, which is ironic because a shyster lawyer is shilling it to you. The only difference between Nick and Saul is that Saul was successful, he had a lot of money, and people actually liked him a bit, right? Even though he was still, they're both pieces of shit, but at least people like Saul. He was catchy, he had a good ad. Let me see. It's high potency blend of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals. Cellular defense fortifies your body against EMS defenses. Better Call Saul cellular defense, part of your daily routine. Yeah, $50 fucking dollars. $50. Also, Mrs. Wright, welcome to Member Status. Much appreciated. Saul is funny. That is also true. That is also true. What else are they selling? What else are they selling? EMF badge. This is like, let's be fair. Let's be fair. There is some things in this. It looks like it has some copper, your body, magnesium. So it's basically a multivitamin that they're selling you for $50. That's what they're selling you here. But at least, multivitamins can be good, I suppose. How many pills per bottle? That's a good question. 5. No, it's 60. 60. So it's a little less than $1 a pill. It's like, what, 75 cents a pill for this? All right. So, okay, that one might actually, maybe the multivitamin Axment could be good for you. Perhaps. Let's see what's next. EMF badge. Stage I. This is the anti-rape button of EMF's defense. It's literally just says, "Don't hurt me, electromagnetic waves." That's what this product is. 6 reviews, 5-star days. Look at that. Understand your EMF exposure. We spend all day with our devices, smartphones, headphones, laptops, tablets. Health authorities state that there's a lack of studies between the relationship of radiation from mobile devices and health problems. However, there are ongoing reports and studies that indicate that the radiation from mobile phones can be harmful. Our commitment as a company is to educate our customers and provide solutions that we feel may offer some support. Look at that. What is this? What is this actually? So it's literally a button that has a sticker, a shungite stone, graphene, terahertz, far infrared, tourmaline, orcha, germanium, and silicone. So it's a stack of metals you put on your chest, and this absorbs the EMF. Like, so if I put this on, and there's a picture of a phone here, by the way. Okay. 5G selling phones now as well. Oh my goodness. It's literally a $30 button. And it's not even something you can use forever. It's not even a button with a pen. It has an adhesive. So you can use it as many times as it sticks to your shirt until it falls off. And then you have to pay another $30. Where's that noise coming? Is this website playing checkout sounds? This shyster website is playing checkout sounds to make me feel like I'm gonna I was like, where the fuck is that sound coming from? It's actually playing checkout to try and make me like, oh, I gotta clear my cart. Oh no, there's only 5 minutes left to buy the EMF $30 button. What the fuck? I've been on this page for about an hour and they just started playing that. Holy shit. Oh, better buy the 4-pack. $24 each. The 8-pack. The 8-pack. Why don't you just buy? What is that? $160 worth of buttons? Oh my goodness. Oh my! What is an ad for this? Let's see how this works. Let's see. We got to see how this works. Electromagnetic radiation detector. Oh, it's going down. Look at that. It's working, bros. Oh my goodness. It's proven. 7-layer EMF shield. Oh my goodness. How did I not live without this product? Is your cell phone giving you cancer? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Only 5-star reviews. John McLean. Loving these badges. Already have it on my phone and my AirPods. Oh! If you're worried about EMFs, why don't you get a corded headphone set? Why are you using Wi-Fi headphones if you're worried about electromagnetic frequencies? Holy shit. Oh my goodness. John McLean, you're a lost cause. Also tried calling my brother. There's no disruption of my cell phone signal at all. So it doesn't work. Would buy more for my family if I had one. Let's see. Blair Holly with 5 stars. EMF badge has arrived safely and securely attached. The size fits perfectly on my phone and isn't bunky. I can already notice a difference. Oh, wow. Lisa Dunn, peace of mind. I've always believed the cell phones could have a negative effect on my health. So when I saw these badges, I decided to grab a couple of these for my devices. They're super easy to apply, stick well, and look good too. Doubt it. It's nice to have some peace of mind that I'm at least trying to take protective measures. Melissa Holmes says, bought a couple bags for my phone and Wi-Fi router. Oh, look at that. It's literally my roommate. It's literally my roommate protecting himself from the Wi-Fi when he goes to bed. But now he's got a button instead of a cardboard. I mean, it was like what is that, like that shitty plywood stuff that you get from like IKEA to make like desks? It was like that, like a leftover piece of that covered in tin, like literally covered in tinfoil. You could not believe it if you did not see it. Bought a couple of these badges for my phone and Wi-Fi router. Nice looking product, easy ordering process, fast shipping, highly recommended. Mike Halligan gives me peace of mind in a world where tech is taking over. Then why do you have a cell phone? Why do you have the Samsung Galaxy? Better worried about the technology taking over. Better not downgrade to a flip phone or something. No, better just keep using the latest smartphone from Samsung. My Korean overlords. And Bill Railing. EMF does concern me. EMF badge easily peels and sticks well. I hope it works, as I don't know a lot about EMF, but it does concern me. It might help and certainly can't hurt. Well, it can't help. It certainly can't hurt, except for your wallet, which is now dead. Because, what, Canadian? Of course he's a Canadian. I should have known. I should have fucking known he was a Canadian. He's got his phone in this massive cup cage. I'm not a phone case person. I've been using my phone for like the last 7 years. No case. Haven't broken it. I actually want to break it so I can buy a new phone because it's so old now. But I refuse to buy a new phone until my screen breaks. So it's very frustrating, somewhat. All right, their last product. What do they order? What do they sell? The radiation kit. A radiation emergency kit. Start shipping from August 1st. That's today. Dry July's over, boys. Fukushima. It just starts Fukushima. Hey guys, have you heard about Fukushima? Fukushima, or nuclear fallout. A radiation disaster that's been impossible to prepare for. I guess I'll just go fucking die. Oh, until now, thank God. Our radiation kit includes radiogardese, also known as Prussian blue, the only FDA-approved drug to combat radiation. What is it? Cesium and thallium? Medicine is held in the U.S. National Strategic Stockpile. Now, 5G Free is proudly the only company providing it to the public. Every prescription kit you'll receive radiogardese capsules, potassium iodide. That actually might be useful. What is this? Ondansetron? And a Geiger counter. So I'll tell you what this is. This is $300 for a Geiger counter. Now, let me look at Amazon for a second. I'm curious because, like I said, there is actually radioactive parts of Japan, such as in Fukushima and perhaps Fukui. If I search for Geiger counter, I can buy it. So, wait, hold on a second. If I add this to cart, only 6 left, right? Yeah, $350. How long does this take to ship? Start shipping from August 1st. After process, you can expect delivery within 2 to 3 weeks. I can have a Geiger counter in my house tomorrow for 7,000 yen. 7,000 yen is approximately, I want to say 50 US dollars. So they're charging $300 for shipping essentially, and it's going to take 3 weeks. And I could have this tomorrow without all of the garbage included. Holy shit. This is what Nick is selling his audience. And by the way, Nick uses his phone, his 5G phone. Big fan of it, in fact. He loves his phones. He's got flip phones. He's got multiple phones. He's got phones in hot tubs. He's got all the phones. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What is going on here? What is going on here? His website is so sketchy. Yeah, it is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. He literally shilled this. I thought it was a joke, but he's actually selling this product to you, the consumer, the audience.
You got to get your rad pills, and that is here. The only FDA-approved drug to treat radioactive fallout. Only the feds have it until now. That's why I partnered with 5G Free, the only company in the world that has a supply of RadioGuard ASE and the ability to prescribe it prophylactically. Get your prophylaxis on.
That's the one thing that Nick does need, though, because as confirmed by Aaron, he does need the little blue pills, which I think is also one of the Rumble things. I'm not sure what it is, though, but like, I think I saw them. Let me see. You can get the Kingstone Bible, comics, coffee, positive, 5G free, Rumble app. You can shill Rumble. Why wouldn't you just shill Rumble then? Rumble pays the lowest ad. That's funny. Rumble stores 3 cents. Coffee is 3 cents. Oh no, 2 cents is for the Trump mystery. I guess it's on a mystery date. I don't know. Trump talking doll for 2 cents per viewer. Gold IRA. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my goodness. But this is what he's selling. Like, and even if you do this, like, ironically, even if you do this, it was a bit of a funny thing, right? Like, people will buy this. Your audience does trust you. You build up this connection with them. You build up this trust with them. And especially right now, because the audience is so fractured, of course, there's a lot of detractors, but there's still a very loyal base of, you know, a couple hundred people at least, maybe 1,000, 2,000. I'm not sure exactly how many across all platforms. But they're looking for some ways to support you in this time of your need, right? Even if they are misjudged in trying to support you, they want to do something. So you could offer something like maybe a 5K's local gift. I don't know. But no, you're going to waste their money with these garbage, fake products that honestly should not exist on a site, even if it's a site like Rumble. Older viewers especially, yeah, older viewers might buy it. And Nick actually has a very high demographic of like boomer, like, you know, guns and Trump elderly people that watch his stream. Let me see. Press tilde says is that Philippine dollars? I don't know, 50? Shasta is a slang word for someone who acts in a disreputable, unethical, and unscrupulous way, especially in the practice of law. Nick always called other lawyers that, but he was one all along. To be fair, he did always say you shouldn't trust him. So I guess you get what you deserve. Still waiting on your 5K local. Like, how many people are still waiting for their 5K local gift? 4 years? Has it been 4 years? Does he get money from these sales? I don't think so. Because the referral code for every one of these Rumble ads is store. So it's not a personalized like code knows or anything. And they pay out based on this chart here. Where is it? Here it is. So you earn money based on this. It doesn't say anything about affiliate sales. So if you actually take the amount of live viewers, which we did earlier, which is approximately 1,100 people that were watching the Rumble stream, and then you times it by these payment metrics, he got about $55 for Shilling anti-woke dog food and the 5G protection plans. So maybe he made $100 all up for selling out his audience and his integrity, whatever he has left of it. Oh boy. I think I need to grab a drink or something. I don't know. It's Polish money? How does a South American know more about geography than me? That's unbelievable. I apologize, my Polish friend, then. There was one other thing. There is grab a drink of tea. You know what? I will shill a good product. Even if you don't use my code, I'll shill this product because I believe in the Dragon's Treasure. Let me see. Dragon's Treasure. Let me see. The Dragon's Treasure, and haven for anime and tea lovers. Look at that. They've got cute anime girls and tea. Let's pick a random tea, chat, today. Black teas. I love black teas. Let's have a look. And then the Fire Nation. Oh, and then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Let's see. Let's have a look at this delicious tea. Type black oolong. The infamous line that started one of the biggest cultural phenomenons of our time. Get the experience and taste the Fire Nation's first assault with this classic Russian caravan tea. Let me see. High levels of caffeine. That's good. What is the flavoring and the law? I want to see the flavor notes and things. Where does it say? Ingredients, caffeine level, skill-wise 3. Let me see. What is this? I guess it tastes like black oolong tea then, right? You can go to thedragonstreasure.com and buy tea. I'll link it in the chat for my good friend, Mr. T-Man. That's his first name. If you buy some tea there, you'll enjoy it. You can use code COPE if you want to. If you don't, then that's fine. But, why don't you go support a real product and not a garbage EMF signals? Let me see. You should ask T-Man when tea is coming. It's coming soon. It's probably faster than you get shipping for those radiation Geiger counters or whatever. All right, chat. I'll put this up to you. Should we continue the stream? There is this local streams it's a hot tub stream. We got a copy of the hot tub stream. Today's hot tub stream right after the show. Do we want to watch it? I think if I'm going to watch, it's like an hour long. Even at 1.25 speed, it'll be a bit of a continue the stream. I don't know, guys. Can we continue the stream? Did we hit the goal? Can we hit it? Can you hit the like button? Look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go get some ice. And since I did Dry July, I think I deserve at least a little bit of this delicious Badel. Was it Hazen Badels? What? I don't know. It's bourbon. I'm going to go get myself a glass. I'll put up a poll. If the poll gets enough votes, if the stream gets enough like, we'll continue watching the local stream. But the bulk of the content, the serious topics are over. And this is just a bit of, have a bit of a giggle at Nick coping in a tub, basically. So I'll put the poll up and I'll be back in a second. Let me see. Continue and watch hot tub night. Yes, no. And stream. There you go. This is a law-abiding poll. I will abide by the poll, no matter the decision of chat. So it's now up to you. I'll be right back in let's say 30, 40 seconds. We'll play some tax-free, the Lipstick Larry hit, since every super chat is tax-free. That's the way it works on the internet. Also, I just love this song. It's just such a banger. It's such a banger. Let me see. What is it? Where I don't have it loaded. I should just load it onto my actual dashboard. Tax-free. Where is that song gone? Oh, this should have been. There we go. All right. You get 30 seconds. 30 seconds of tax-free, and then I'll be right back.
My Zannies, my hookers, my
I'll be right back,
super
chat.
chats too. Hit that button, cause every single super chat I got it tax-free, tax-free. Take out your pill bottles, shake your pills, shake your pills, because it's gonna be tax-free, tax-free, tax-free. Tell your wickers that we got it. Tax-free in my little tin shack. Cats flying in tornadoes. Gun flopping up and down, let's get the guns out. Gun, 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 gun. Shake it around when it's tax-free. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. It's a tip, so it's tax-free. But wiggle. You best not fold the bullshit because these super chats, they all tax-free.
All right, we're back.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle. Go subscribe to Lipstick Larry. I'm going to post this song in the chat again because it's such a banger. Such a banger. There you go. Go sub to Lipstick Larry. All right. The chat's result is yes, the stream continues. Okay. Actually, I was going to go watch some Breaking Bad. Come on now. All right. We'll get into this in a second. But first, got to play that. You got to hear the sound effect. Am I muted? No. Good. Oh, that didn't make a good squeak. It's not a squeaky bottle. Oh well, but just a shot. I don't want to get crazy. I do have stuff to do tomorrow, but I do like Basil Hayden's. It's pretty good. It's pretty cheap. Good price. Well, it's not cheap. It's like a price range. It's like $30-$40, I think, American. But just on the rocks, I think tonight. Not going to go crazy. Breaking Baldo's better. Yeah, we should play. We should play the Rekieta one as well, actually, but not tonight. Not tonight. Maybe next time. I actually, honestly, only planned to do. I didn't want to do more than one Rekieta stream a week because it is a little bit silly to just keep piling on and piling on. But there was so much garbage came out this week that I just had to bet. But cheers, chat. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So let's see. This is locals. Spoiler alert. This is going to be actually looks like the first 10 minutes is chat is text free as well, because the stream doesn't start until 14 minutes in. So also I have to apologize for the horny posting. Someone needs to take the horny bat and like just smash locals. I think there's only like 36 people watching this stream, by the way. They thought I wouldn't see, but I did. I see everything. Better Call Thrall says for 5. Clipping and uploading you reading the documents to my channel. Is that okay? Just the doc reading? I'll give credit in the description. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with the clippers. I love my clippers. I just, do ask that you include a link to my channel. And, you know, it's nice that you asked. You could have done it without asking, but go for it, man. Clippers, even though like there's a lot of people get angry at the clippers, but they do serve a good function in that it saves me from having to watch a lot of garbage streams by just finding the good parts, getting straight to the meat. And there's a nice little reciprocal relationship where you can usually gain more audience by allowing people to clip your content. So yeah, cheers to you, clippers. Let's continue this cope stream in the tub. Let's see. It'll probably not be great, but the chat voted it, so it's on you, not me.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Locals Splaining the Locals.
Just a second, so this Tiffinal, this person in Locals, they just constantly horny post. And so they posted a picture with, 1 in the pink, 2 in the stink. It's like, if you don't get this, you probably shouldn't be following this account. Who sees this picture and doesn't know what it is, even though they're using don't? The only person that wouldn't understand this is literal children. What is the point of this post? Sex. What the fuck are you doing, man? Hopefully I don't have to actually censor the Locals chat. I might get in trouble, but okay.
How you doing today? Let's hit this
Boomer humor.
quarter only shit. Oh wait, I can't do it for 18 seconds. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Had to spray for fucking mosquitoes. So yeah.
I'll explain it to you later.
Anyway, I just haven't hot tub in the middle of summer. It's actually cold. It rained earlier.
Is this a Nick Wojak? It's kind of funny. Is that the actual Timcast in the chat as well? In the Locals chat? Or is this supposed to be... I'm not sure. Is this supposed to be Nick? Can't be Tim because it's got hair.
Thunderstorms rolled in, so it's like 60s.
Also, welcome to member
60
status.
degrees, mid-60s, I guess. So,
See, what did I tell you? This person's constantly, just horny posting.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to...
I think I'll have to censor the chat. Their chat.
The minute till supporters only mode. Just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys for a little bit. It's been a,
I think I'll have to
it's been a
censor
minute.
it. There we go.
Spray tan? No, that
Some underboob should be fine.
Not Trump. Can't be that orange. Can't be that orange. But I wanted to come on, chat with you guys for a bit. I'll sit back in a second.
I think I'm going to have to put another poll up for the speed we watch this in. Because I think we're at 1.25 speed. I'm not sure I can make it, guys. I know you voted for it, but this is torture.
And just say hi. It's been a fucking minute. I haven't been on. I have determined that I'm going to definitely do more Bible streams.
Oh, that's a... Ring it up, Rekieta W. More Bible streams on the way. I mean, I actually approve of him doing more Bible streams because those are just hilarious. It's just insane what he says. But look at... He's going to try and spin this as like a W for the Baldo Bunker crowd.
Because they really seem to piss people off.
No, they don't piss people off. People mock their stupidity. There's a difference.
So that's a fun... It's a fun thing. We'll do those here.
It's like, I actually won. I tricked the haters into responding to my Bible stream where I said that Jesus was a regular dude. But then later in this stream, because I did preview a little bit to make sure it was nothing too spicy in it, he actually goes back on his words and says, hey, look, if you believe me, then I didn't really say that. No, he said that Jesus was a regular guy. And I'm not overly religious, but I'm pretty sure Jesus was the son of God. and perhaps the only man ever without sin. But he's just a regular dude. Just a regular dude.
Locals.
my goodness.
Hey, what's up, Chichunia? How you doing? How's your thing?
I got to
Hope
put a
it's
poll
good.
up for a speed to watch this. Bro, 'cause if we go to 1.5,
you
I'd be really happy. But, you know, maybe the people won't like it.
We're gonna do more Bible streams because people specifically did the exact thing that I said. This is why I don't want to do Bible streams or anything.
The problem is I kind of want to read the chat as well. But, yeah. Unfortunately, like, I can't just... Yeah. If I want to pause it, it's going to reveal the chat. Maybe I'll do it like this, so it's smaller.
Because
so you can't
if
read
I
it.
do
I'll try and be good.
Bible
I'll try and be
streams,
good
people
at
think that I'm speaking
censoring it really fast.
authoritatively or even definitively on the Bible, and it's like, no, I'm just reading and exploring
This is
this
a
text
non-binding
that I
poll,
find
but-
wildly interesting, that my faith and fucking large chunk of my life is based around. You should probably read this thing and think about it. And people are like, oh my god, he's telling people exactly what he thinks. It's like, no, it's the opposite. It's the actual opposite. So I'm going to do a whole lot more of it, because the amount of fucking unbridled retarded autism that comes out of it is actually delicious.
It's delicious. It's not that I'm coping, that people didn't like my takes. You spend weeks promising streams. Then you do one. Everybody hates it. Everyone says, no, Nick, what the fuck are you talking about? But, oh, they're all just seething and coping. You are the seether. You are the coper. Go plaid. Thing is, if you put it up to 1.5, it makes it very difficult for the replay watchers, because if you're watching this on replay, you should be leaving a comment down below. But if you are watching it on replay, then if you put my stream to 1.25 speed, that just makes like Nick sound like he's back on the good stuff, right? Oh, I thought I was lagging for a second. No, Rumble just failed. Or Nick, I don't know, Nick failed. This happens multiple times. I forgot about that. Because everyone just starts posting F in his chat. This is exclusive content. Glad you subscribed for a year, guys. 2 years, 2 months free. Even though the first month, I think, is already gone. Like, even the guy that's... Like, whoever... Sparsely Farcical on Rumble, go subscribe to him if you want to go see these exclusive Nick streams. I guess this guy got tricked out of his $5 or whatever. But even he is, like...
Fucking unbridled retarded autism that comes out of it is actually delicious.
F again. Get those F's ready. Your F's key's going to be like rubbed off completely by the time this is over.
Okay.
Again, it's not me. It's him.
Seriously, I don't know what the fuck locals did.
Nick's covered his entire tub in the EMF stickers, and now he can't stream from the hot tub.
Closes out constantly.
2 times.
Ryan, can you tell people to refresh, please? I mean, I think it automatically does.
He got his snake finished. Look at that. No step on snake. But now he is a snake because he's snitching on people to the Minnesota courtrooms, literally telling the teacher on people for broadcasting his trial when he said every trial should be live streamed.
But I wish it were my fault. Like, I wish I was just dropping the phone. Good. We're going to tilt this down so you guys can see my snake and my tattoo. I'm kidding. No, I'm getting back into my seat, my normal stream seat. Holy shit. I didn't realize I had this so high. Hey guys, I'm going to tell you about criminal law and talk super edgy, but not actually be edgy. Oh, there we go. We're in a more reasonable frame.
This is the exclusive content. I wanted to end the stream, but the chat said we had to keep going and watch those. So I am now being held against my will by the chat. Looks like white trash. I think you need to take out looks and like, and then your statement would be accurate. Chat is always right. You rats.
It's actually
chat.
shockingly nice. Have you tried turning off the power management for the app on your phone? No, is that a thing?
Off this dude that keeps posting this chick
I didn't know.
in chains.
I guess I'll
Is
look
that from like
into
a
it.
Morgan Freeman movie or something?
I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. But it's just it's been a consistent problem when I stream on locals from my phone.
That's all he does, by the way. We watched another one of these local streams. This dude's always just posting pictures of chicks, like his entire time. He's just gooning the entire Rekieta daytime schedule, and then hoping people goon with him.
And for me,
The nice exclusive content community you got there.
stream still says it's going. Everything's fine. All I see is in the chat, a bunch of people will be like, "Oh, there it goes."
Samuel Jackson, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's doing it.
What
I
did I
don't
say?
know why.
I don't know.
But hopefully someday it'll stop. But yeah.
If only his chat was faster, then I could.
Anyway, Randall, sorry.
Clear it out soon.
Now that you mention it, I hit end stream and I saw your Rumble rant come in after it was over. So sorry about missing it. Ryan,
Like this is the exclusive content. Like this is what's supposed to like draw you into locals, right? Like why would you subscribe for this? I'm a good, genuine question. Like, if you're a Nick supporter, that's okay. You can say hi in the chat. I won't make fun of you. But tell me, why do you subscribe for this content, this exclusive content? It's just gooning in a hot tub with the bros.
Could you send some of that cold my way, please? Thank you.
Yeah,
sure.
people pay for this. This is like locals exclusive.
I'll trade states with you. You can move up here. But maybe I have to just touch the screen like every now and then to remind it that I'm using this app. I'm not sure. I'm not fucking sure, but it drives me insane. I hate it. I hate it. But how does that make me feel? What's this? It makes me what is that? Is that supposed to be Tim Pool?
I think these people are trying to soy jack him, but he doesn't even realize it.
It makes me feel fine, I guess. Not tingly in my pants or anything.
All right, I got to increase the speed for a little bit, bros. I can't take this. I don't know. 1.5 speed. Here we go.
Oh man,
it might be unlistenable now.
It's fun being under the thumb of government. It's great. I recommend it. I recommend everybody.
We actually have one. So Brent says, I subscribed for the chat 2 years ago. It was awesome back then. I miss those days. Yeah, like 2 years ago, I would have agreed with you. I mean, I've never really been in a locals chat, but I definitely agree with you. The content was actually good, or at least watchable at that time.
Try it. You look like a leper if you live down here near Miami. Oh, I bet. Grifty, in the context you're talking, I don't think so.
So what is he saying? Do people convicted of revenge porn have to register as sex offenders? So I guess he's talking in relation to Aaron, who they have now, I guess. I think they've made a complaint. I'm not sure if it's actually been served to Nick yet. To Aaron,
I don't think so. But yeah. But no, it's
How do I do this?
oh man, I am like waiting. I'm just waiting for these cases to like progress. That's one of the worst parts about being in the system. All right. One of the worst parts of being in the system is you have to wait for the system sometimes. And like once you get to a certain spot, like, well, I want to, like, I don't want to wait now. Now I want to fucking fight. I want to go do the things that need to be done and get it over with. But you have to wait for government. And the real frustrating things about court is like trying to get.
You have to wait for government while you're asking government to take care of your enemies at the same time. Just remember that. Just remember that.
A court date.
Literally asking the government, licking their boots, asking to arrest your enemies.
Even if you wanted to, like, if I wanted to file a motion today in my criminal case and like do something, getting a motion hearing date would be well past my existing omnibus date. So you just have to wait for the omnibus date.
He's not naked. He's wearing shorts.
What do you think about the people that are saying Keanu and Chrissy are nose green for me? I don't care what people say.
What do you guys think of the Chrissy interview? So that was the last time we talked about Rekieta. I think, like, obviously it was softballs, but do you think that she thinks that, like, they can actually grift off of Rekieta again? Like, there's obviously, like, I don't think there's any possible way to grow your audience from the existing Rekieta audience. Is pure baldo washing? Really? I mean, she did say a few cheeky things. She did slip a few cheeky ones in there, and she obviously didn't believe his story at all, which is pretty funny. When he's like, "So what about the swinging?" and she's just like, "Full out." She just 100% believes it because it's true, obviously, but also just come out and says it straight away, like, "Hey Nick, you were swinging. How do you think about like those sort of things?" Unsub from Chrissy was gross and spineless. She had a pretty funny Ralph interview though, like when Ralph was raging at her. But that's the only content I've actually seen of Chrissy's at all is when she had Ralph on and when she had Nick on. Imagine being a woman indeed. Yes.
People ask me to come on a show, and I try to do it, same as before. That's never changed. You know.
All right.
I told one of my friends today, they're like, I'm waiting for things to kind of just resolve. I'm waiting for things to resolve and whatever. And I said, good. Like, I'm very toxic. Don't like subject yourself to my aura or whatever, because like people go after people who have me on their show, and it's like, well,
I'm not sure that's true. I don't think that's true at all, because like Nick went on to like this little channel that had like 5 live viewers, and they were talking about movie reviews. I assume American Beauty. I don't think anyone went after that guy. But the funny thing is that like he just doesn't have any draw power. Like you have a guy with like 400,000 subscribers on your channel, and you can't get more than like 10 live viewers on this. It was like a movie review video. Like There's just nothing there. There's no more juice to squeeze. But I don't think that's true at all. Like, how many channels has Nick been on since he's come back? He hasn't really been on anyone's channels except for Chrissy's and maybe like Dick Masterson's. No one else will have him. And no, like, people aren't bullying the shows that he's going on. That's just not true. People are making fun of Nick for the stupid things he says, but that's about it. He went on Ralph's show. Ralph was tanked out of his mind. He deserved all the criticism he got. And Ralph gets A-logged daily. Like, Nick being there made no difference. He literally fled from a hurricane, left his cats to fend for themselves. But to be fair, cats don't fall to bullshit, right? But he left his cats, fled to Mexico, and then was just drunk or pilled out. People would have made fun of me either way. It wasn't anything to do with Nick. They just got him a bigger audience. He went on Joe's channel. Did Joe get shit for it? Not sure. All right, let's continue. Just scratching. Yeah, the scratching the thigh thing was pretty ridiculous.
I mean, I guess, but it's not their fault. Like, they didn't do anything. If you hate what I did, like, that's fine. But they didn't do anything. They're like, you can't let that guy talk. It's like, well, okay, I guess. But I don't want people to like go out on a limb or defend me or anything like that. I really, why bother?
Yeah, all the people that are getting A-logged have already got A-logs already. It's like nothing to do.
Stuck by me
nothing to do with Nick.
And they said, hey, well,
it's just like main character syndrome. I can't go onto the channels. They'll get, I have to protect the channels from the A-logging. I have to sacrifice myself. Wait a second. No, wait. I know what channel. He went on Valhalla's birthday stream. People didn't give Valhalla shit from that as far as I know. So what he's saying is a complete lie. Again, I mean, why would you shouldn't be surprised at this point, but it is what it is. No, cats fold. They don't fold. No, they don't. They don't fold to bullshit. They're flexible. They don't fold to bullshit. Tornado ain't nothing to a cat. There you go, D-Watts. D-Watts cats can stand up to the hurricanes. I hope you're feeding them, what was it called? Pervasive or something? What was that for cat? I mean, that was dog food. Don't feed them that. Send me pictures of your cats and I'll rate them, D-Watt, honestly. Like, unironically, I love animal pictures. Not as like secret message or anything, but I love it when I get PVC people's pets. They're great.
You know, I believe in these principles or
positive
whatever,
energy, exactly.
Or they're like, I know you and I don't think this is whatever. That's great. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. But I don't ask anybody to do that. And in fact, I've spent so much time telling people, like, hey, you don't get to hear my side of the story because I have these limitations.
I'll say
and
it.
That's fine. That means, like, I can't really be mad at you if you decide I'm a dirtbag based on what you hear. I hope you don't. Oh, fuck, what, stupid moth. Like, I hope you don't think I'm a dirtbag and you give me the benefit of the doubt, but I can't fault people for doing it because I'm not telling you my side of the story. I'm opting to bring my side into the courthouse rather than the court of social media.
My
As I said,
plan
times that comes with a huge trade-off. I can't expect people to accept the story I'm not telling. I said, I hope they'll wait. I hope people will.
Oh yeah, Nick. I'm not sure if it comes up on this stream or if it was in the previous stream, like the one when he was just shilling the garbage shop. But he was saying that his kids are going to be back in his house in 2 weeks minimum. So I guess from that we can infer that the omnibus hearing is in 2 weeks, and he's very confident that he's going to win. Not so sure, but I guess we'll see. But 2 weeks. Yeah, he's going to have his kids back in his house by the time that I get YouTube Premium. It's happening, bros. It's happening. We're also going to get, what is that game? Valhalla and Chained Together. 2 more weeks.
Their judgment and keep an open mind and you know, let the legal process play out.
Is this really your cat?
And
I don't believe you. That's a pretty awesome cat.
As it gets closer to you, right? And people know you better and stuff like that. You go, you know, I didn't do this thing, that thing, whatever. You know, that's not right. Like, you know me, you know my character. And it gets frustrating when people who do know your character like
ships don't fold to
bullshit. I mean, I thought I knew.
That's true, actually.
Why don't you let me have a chance to be proven guilty or not guilty?
Yeah, trust the plan, guys. 2 more weeks, the kids are back in the house.
But you still can't be mad if you don't tell the story. And that's what I said from the beginning. It's like, it's frustrating. It is really frustrating when people like just create.
Yeah, it is frustrating when you live a degenerate lifestyle, bring coke into your house to the point where the police take your family, your children away, and perhaps take away your liberties forever. That is frustrating when that happens. Strangely, you can avoid this by not doing all the degeneracy. It's a wild trick the government doesn't want you to know. Wild trick. And like, I will say, I don't have a problem with people doing drugs at all. If you want to be degenerate on your own time. Don't involve children and you're golden. But when you bring these substances into a house with vulnerable people, you are responsible for it, no matter what the result. Even if the government does something that is perhaps above or beyond the bounds of reasonable behavior, you invited them into your house with your behavior. You are responsible for those actions. It was your house. There's one captain to every ship. You're the leader of the household. Your responsibility. It was your fault.
Whole cloth lies about you. But again, it's just frustrating.
Whole cloth lies.
And the answer is
my
address
gosh.
it. It's like, well, I can address that lie or this thing, but then I have other risks that go along with addressing something. So part of it is just sitting around waiting, saying, well, I get to at some point try and deal with this. But until then, people make up their decisions. So I appreciate people who, again, stick by me.
Yeah, I'm
I
not a fan of that one.
I'm garbage. I mean, some of it's a little hyperbolic, okay, but that's fine. That's the way it goes. But as for like Keanu and Chrissy, anyone who thinks Keanu is
But did he have the intent to possess his household? Yes, he did.
nose guarding, I probably hasn't been paying attention much because I don't. Just because Keanu stopped, like for a while, I guess she was like.
I have a stream answering this question. But the short answer is we don't know because it may be considered the subject of an ongoing investigation. The determination of whether this is ongoing is actually a little bit more difficult than you might imagine because you're like, of course it's ongoing. It's got a trial case coming up. But if they've already collected all the information, they're no longer investigating and they're just presenting evidence. We did a stream with this. Legal Mindset jumped in to give us his take. The conclusion we came to is that it should come out the time that is introduced into trial. So if it comes out in the first trial, that's when it should come out to public opinion. But there is the secondary thought that Josh Moon said that it was already on the way, basically. It just needs to be uploaded to the flash drive. It's a little bit confusing, and ultimately nobody knows. It's the government's decision when it comes out. But it should come out once it's been redacted.
Kind of dumping on me or whatever, which is, again, perfectly fine. I actually said that to her. Was like, look, I'm not going to ask you to not hate me. You don't take my word for it. Why would you? You don't know me or whatever. I said that to her.
Purple
in DMs,
Pros
which I'm pretty
with
sure
5 says the anti-CPS movement is gaining traction nationwide. Trust me. I have a lot of problems with CPS. But when they take people away from people, when they separate them from parents that are doing cocaine to the point where they may actually be exposing them or giving them cocaine in some ways, I approve that behavior. It's kind of funny how that works. I don't like it when they overstep their bounds, but I actually am a kind of a fan of them removing children from dangerous situations, like gangbangers, drug addicts, cokeheads, people that are abusing them. I'm actually a fan of that, surprisingly. Let me see. Maya with a 50 South Korea. Oh, no, sorry. That's Swedish krona. Thanks for covering Pastor Rekieta. No worries. No worries.
Revealed. But that being said,
sometimes it's a necessary evil.
I think she became less critical.
Foster care is absolutely dangerous.
Like
I agree with
running
you.
deep
But sometimes
I don't think that's
necessary.
happening. But
dangerous
maybe
red crabs. Oh, I've got to play anything to break up the monotony of this. Where is it? It's almost the 1-year anniversary of Krinsvan, Max. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
No. But I don't think that isn't accurate of what I've seen of Keanu. But
animal cruelty? No, we treat Max very well. We fed him the entire trip. What are you worried about? We even gave him the premium anti-woke positive energy stuff. Crab was a paid actor. Chat is brutal. If you don't believe in couch cocaine bullets for kids, then you don't believe in freedom. Truer words have never been spoken. Oh my goodness. CPS and foster care have immunity. Look, I have problems with the processes, but sometimes it's a necessary evil. That's just the reality.
If she is nose guarding, thank you. I am Goliath and David is dangerous. Do I have my kids back yet? Very soon. Very soon.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Okay. All right, I'll slow this down now that he's actually talking about something relevant.
Well.
All right, what is he saying?
I hesitate to say dates, but we'll say within less than 2 weeks. How's that?
There you go. Less than 2 weeks. The kids will be back in the house.
Kids will be home in less than 2 weeks. So. Someone said you were a universalist, so you have issues. I'm not a universalist. If you're talking to me, I'm not a universalist at all. But yeah, so again, I know there's this like wonderful theory that I did all these horrible things or whatever, but it's just not fucking true.
Well, you did terrible things. Like that's not even in question. Whether the actual like the cocaine was actually in the kids, I guess that is up for debate. Like, that is a very strange result. There surely is some ridiculous situation, or I don't know. It's very hard to explain. I even now don't want to believe it. Maybe he didn't do that to the extent, but at the very minimum, the absolute minimum, he neglected his kids to the point of abuse, where they were hungry, smelly, unfed, unkempt, to the point where the church, pastors, teachers, neighbors, family members were complaining to the police about it. That is neglect. That is the absolute minimum of what he's guilty of. Now, is it worse than that? Hopefully not, but it seems like there's nothing else that I can actually... Like, there's no other evidence to suggest that he hasn't done it yet. That's the thing.
I'm sorry. I tried to explain like the aspects of Minnesota law and why people are seeing certain things that don't go with my narrative or whatever. And it's like, this is just how the process works, and it's a highly specialized area. I don't practice in juvenile protection, so like I've had to learn this as I go too. I'm not faulting people for not knowing it. Trying to explain why there's like...
So he'll tell you, well, people have obviously misread the law, but I haven't read it myself anyway, so you don't understand it. Yeah, okay, great take.
Like long-term out-of-home placement plans being filed in your case on a certain date is because it's a requirement by law to have concurrent planning. And people are like, no, Nick's just lying. It's like, well, no, I don't have any reason. Like, you could go look that up. It's fine. There's the deadlines are in the statute.
I think that charge you're talking about, Nova, I think that was a typo, wasn't it? If I remember seeing what you're talking about in the documents, where Kayla has a slightly different charge to Nick, I thought that was, everyone concluded that was a typo. Surely, if it's not a typo, it would have been re-uploaded in its current state, or would still be available on public records. I think that was just I think it was a typo, honestly. Bullet in my beard, hopefully not on your friend's couch next to his 3-year-old. Says, what topics do you plan on covering besides Rekieta and Tyson drama? P.S. Like the stream. Very true. Like the stream. Well, tonight I was going to do I was actually to learn how to not be an incel, but I got distracted by something. But we'll be covering various topics. I want to go back and look at the Ocean Gate stuff. I've got that lined up. There's some tomorrow will be the Friday stream. Unless the body cam footages drops, I'm not doing another Rekieta stream tomorrow. It'll be a Friday stream with the boys, like we usually do. And then there'll be other news topics as well. And you can always suggest topics that you'd like me to cover in the chat, Discord, email, or Twitter. Anything you so prefer. But basically, I just cover what I'm interested in. This week, I've been more interested in streaming, having a lot more fun, so I've been doing more. I think we did a stream every day this week so far. In fact, 2 on one day. But we'll see how things go.
There's no point in lying about that. It's just there's another part of the case.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Charlie stream too. I had to unlist it afterwards. It's still there if you want to watch it. But
the kid's case should be resolved. The kid should be back home.
It's a very touchy subject. You have to be careful with that stuff.
Things could always change. Absolutely. There's another weird rumor or like misunderstanding out there. People think that I am scheduling drug tests and they're not random. That's completely retarded. I've been on.
I don't think anyone believes this. Hold on. Okay, let's focus on what he was saying for a second there.
There's another weird rumor or like misunderstanding out there. People think that I am scheduling drug tests and they're not random. That's completely retarded. I've been on random testing since it was ordered in the child custody case.
Does anyone believe this? Like, I haven't heard this at all. Like, this is just pure fiction, surely. Or he's just picking one guy from Twitter. No one believes that. The drug tests are clean because they're piss tests and you got clean before taking them. There was an additional hair follicle test that your lawyer suggested that you do. You did do it. It turned out wrong. And then you tried to remove it from the prosecution's hands, even though they really shouldn't have it because it was a product of the attorney work privilege. So they honestly shouldn't have had it, if we're being fair. But no, random drug testing, I don't think anyone thinks you're scheduling these tests. Now, he makes it, like in his previous stream that we were watching, he made a claim that it was better to take the bond rather than paying for the random drug testing, because if you get drug tested 10 times a month at $75 a pop, it'd be $750 a month. And 3 months times $750 is less than $5,000, is more than $5,000, I should say, which was what the bail cost was. Now, which obviously is wrong. It's lawyer math again, strikes again. So that's just flat out wrong. In this local stream, when I was previewing it, he actually says, or at least he's claimed in the previous stream or this stream, I'm not sure which, that he's not even paying for the random drug testing. It's completely free anyway. So he just made it all up again.
Obviously, all of those tests have come back completely fucking clean.
Again, he thinks this is like a big W because he waited a week before taking the first test, and it's a cocaine pest test. So it gets clean after like 2-3 days. So you're like, wow, big fucking surprise. I'm clean. Guess A-logs lose it. Like, no, you just waited until you were clean before you started taking them. And then you don't submit to the hair follicle test, which is what the Minnesota monitoring was asking for, the Candy Ojai County Health Services were asking for. That they were asking for the test that literally shows you up to 90 days. I'm actually shocked they didn't just shave his entire head to get rid of all the evidence and just like say, look, guys, we wanted to do clean for summer or something. Have you watched the Aussie Overlords Granny Law? That's not true. Like, that stuff isn't true. Like, I don't believe that Aussie Hayden banged an 80-year-old or whatever to get a PS5. It is very funny, don't get me wrong. And I like referencing it, like PS5 secured for Hayden. I don't think it actually happened. It was a very entertaining stream, but it was a mistake. That stream should not have happened. There is no reason to make correct the record stream for some old granny with like 20 viewers or something. It is very funny, the whole situation in a weird sort of way. Hayden's too adorable to be angry. I can't see him yell and take it seriously. He's like a little teddy bear when he yells. Australians in general can't be mad. Like we can't. We don't have it in us to be mad and like righteously angry. What's really funny is that like people keep bringing it up when on the Kino Casino. They're like, "Where's the Hayden stuff?" And it's like, it's not coming, bros. It's never happening. It's over. It's over, Aussie bros.
We've done all of the testing. It's not, oh, Nick gets to schedule his test so he can do, no, like it's random drug testing.
That is an adorable
another misconception is that I'm paying for the random testing. Because
see, look, a misconception. He said it was cheaper to get bail than to get random testing 10 times a month at $70 a pop. Now he says, it's a rumor that I'm paying for the test. What the fuck? He can't even keep his story straight for 2 days in a row. Aren't you a Kiwi? No, I'm from Australia. I lived in New Zealand, though.
As I mentioned, there's no...
Hey, listen to this. He literally just lies.
Obviously, all of those tests have come back completely fucking clean. We've done all of the testing. It's not, oh, Nick gets to schedule his test so he can do, no, like it's random drug testing. Another misconception is that I'm paying for the random testing because I mentioned that in state criminal court, you pay for the random testing, which is true. But here's the thing, juvenile protection isn't criminal court. And the authority of the justice system to impose random testing on you is different.
So he owned the A-logs by telling them incorrect information. Well fucking played. Actually, now that I think about it, this was on the on the Chrissy Mayo stream. He said this. He literally said, it's cheaper to get bail than do the random testing 10 times a month. Even though, actually, even at 5 months, it would still be cheaper to get the random testing if it's 10 times a week. 10 times a month, sorry, not a week, obviously. So even at 5 months, and he said it would be like 2 months, even at 5, it would still be a bargain to not get the bail bond. But now he's not even paying for it. And it's like, no, you guys are too stupid to know the truth about legal law. You told your audience you're paying for that, you were going to have to pay for these tests or pay for the bond. And they still buy the EMF protection from him.
So as part of that trade-off, since it's a civil case and they're a party, not the government ruling over you in a criminal matter, even though it kind of has that same...
Again, this is his stream, not mine. It's lagging because, again, locals, or he dropped the phone in the tub or something. I don't know. I think actually people said that like his phone was just turning off. Like, you know, when you don't touch your screen for a while and the phone just turns off because you're not interacting with it. Apparently the Rumble Studio locals player or whatever is so shit that if you are recording a live stream and you're looking and reading the chat, it'll just turn off after like 5 minutes unless you keep touching the screen. And everyone knows you need to get a special phone that isn't affected by water droplets. So like this like dead air here is actually his. And then it just like you phase back in, it's just, well, it's the government. It's the government's problem. Okay. All right.
Criminal matter, even though it kind of has that same...
I think we're going back up to 1.5. We're going back to 1.5.
Fucking hell.
I got places to be. Well, actually, that's not true. I just want to watch Breaking Bad.
So we're back. I assume you guys are back. Do I wish I never started YouTubing? No, not at all. ABS 333 preach. It's one of the hardest fucking things ever is not having your kids around. So, but no, what I was saying is,
except deciding what your two wives, which of your two wives you're sleeping with that night. That's the real challenge, right?
Yeah, there's a big misconception.
Get another drink? No more drinks tonight. I think, unless we hit the secret goal, which won't happen.
On the drug test, people think that I'm either not doing drug tests, which is false. Again, the moment a judge ordered us to do drug tests, we immediately complied. We did one voluntary test prior to being ordered. That's the test that was entered into one voluntary urinalysis test, I should say. That's the test that was entered into.
So actually, he's kind of sneakily lying here. I believe he did a hair follicle test as well.
Evidence at our hearing.
Yeah. So he did one piss test voluntarily for the hearing, but again, that was days after. And he did one hair follicle test at the request of his lawyer, which he refuses to share with the Candy Ojai County Health Services. And they petitioned to try and get access to it. And I think Nick successfully removed that from evidence because, again, it was like, if we're being fair, it should be attorney-client privileges in the way that was conducted.
That test is on like June 7th or whatever. We took it, might have taken it June 6th. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We did one voluntary.
So he was arrested in like May 23rd, and he took the test June 6th. That's how much time he had to piss out all the good stuff, right?
Test, one voluntary urinalysis test prior to being ordered to test, and of course that one was clean too. But that's the only test we chose the timing of for urinalysis, and then we were ordered to random testing. We complied immediately. We've been random testing since that June 7th hearing, and
random testing since June. Arrested like 2 weeks prior.
You know, and like I said, the county pays for those because it's part of a juvenile protection matter, not a criminal matter. So they're different. There's just
not even paying for the tests.
You don't know. They don't know this because it's different by state. It's different state versus federal. In federal criminal trials, the feds pay.
Myra asks, have never been on Rekieta's Locals. Well, this is what the Locals is like for you. Well, at least this is what it's like now. Apparently, it used to be good, but I could not attest to that. How are people in there? Seems like not all of them are in the bunker. Well, the thing is, with Locals, is they offer yearly deals to subscribe. So there are a lot of people that are still subscribed to Locals, especially this guy, I would assume, is that they subscribed to Locals like 6 months ago, and before all the drama happened, and they can't refund themselves. No refund, sorry. So there's a lot of people that still have an account, and they're like, well, I've got the account, I may as well use it. But typically there's just horny posting and bulldo washing and like, so sorry, Nick, hope you can make it. Like, I can't believe you're going through this. Like, how could the government do this conspiracy to you sort of thing? Is the Locals tax-free? I don't think so.
For your drug testing in state court in Minnesota.
Look at that. Let's pee or not, Nick. Horny posting in chat.
Anyway.
This is the Locals experience. This is the premium content. Let's read some of these chats. You have to let us know when you get them home. They need to be home. Poor kids. Do you think your comments about the lack of divinity of Jesus were heretical? Do you think he sinned in some sense? Do you think when you said that Jesus was not the Son of God, that you were being heretical? Baldo Fura, please tell me, what are your thoughts? Look, I know there are some religions that don't believe in Jesus. That's fine. That's not the case here. Nick has just had a hot take that he thought that Jesus was a regular guy that just got caught up, and then people made like a deity out of him or something to that effect. Now, that's a fine take to have if you're an atheist. Because, yeah, maybe there was some guy like 2,000 years ago named Jesus and they made a religion about him. But if you believe that God is real, as a Christian would, as Christians, well, as Nick claims to be, then why is it such a stretch of an imagination to think that he could create his son on earth? But Nick has a hot take about that. But let's see if he reads that chat.
But, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Lots of misconceptions out there. People think we're dodging drug tests or gaming the system. Like, we're on the random testing system. We've had clean tests for all of them. But
come on, read it, Nick. You know you want to.
Do you think your comments about the lack of divinity of Jesus were heretical? Do you think he sinned in some sense? They were hypothetical. They're hypothetical. Good Lord.
Hypothetically, Jesus wasn't the Son of God. What do you mean by that? You said he wasn't.
People like to take things, again, this is why I initially held off on talking about religious matters for the most part.
Don't believe your lying ears. Here as it come. You were just too stupid to understand what he was saying when he said it.
Because when you say something like, let's take a critical literary approach to the Bible and go, if Jesus was not divinely conceived, for example, and God used a natural event to conceive Jesus, does that change my faith? Does that make what Jesus did less truthful? Does that make Jesus not the Son of God?
Oh, this is so stupid. Even if Jesus was like obviously virgin mother, right? Like that's the idea of Jesus. Even if Jesus was conceived in the womb of Mary by Joseph, he could still be the Son of God, because God could do anything because he's fucking God. Of course. Like, what is this? Like, let's apply logic to the. No, it's religion. You don't need to apply logic to faith. That's why it's faith. Well, let's take a scientific approach to religion. No, fuck off. Just be religious or don't be religious. Don't like try and do this like Reddit tier analysis of like, well, let's try a critical theory. Do you know I'm an English major? Let's apply my critical theory to the Bible. Have you ever thought about that? Oh, they're interesting. Yeah, okay.
I don't think it does. Personally, I don't think it does. But that doesn't mean that I believe that Jesus was not divinely conceived.
You said that Jesus was a regular dude.
Or that Jesus was conceived as a natural process. It's an exploration of the literature and to say what truth does.
Yeah, there you go. There you have it. Don't believe your lying ears. You didn't hear what he said. It's an exploration of the process. Okay, guys, you're just too stupid to understand, you silly little pea pigs. Just subscribe to the locals, keep throwing in the super chats, and just don't question what I say. Dumbasses. Why? There's only 49 people watching this. I think this is how locals works. I've never actually. Well, I do have a locals account, but it's a free account. I think this is literally just 49 people watching this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
This impact? How does this change things? What does this do with my belief about God and Jesus and stuff like that? People take an exploration of a topic and they.
Interesting question by what is this, Reverton in the chat. Why punt the virgin birth? What's the upside? There's no upside. There's no reason to bring it up, rather than you want to show people how smart you are by this stupid take that makes no sense.
Translate that into a definitional expression of what is, and translate that into
F in chat.
A definition.
Ryan the editor, F in chat. This guy still has a job. Imagine having a life as easy as Ryan the editor. What has he done for the channel? Like Nick's channel. He's been on payroll for how many years at this point? What video has he put out? I asked the chat, what does Ryan the editor do at all? I've seen him play a clip, like when I was watching Nick's streams back in the day, he would play a clip when Nick was in the shitter. Like when he takes a piss, he played the I doubt it clip or something. That's all he gets paid for that? He's on the payroll? Literally, what is he paid? What does he do? He does not. Yeah, Ryan the editor. It's like Ryan the editor is Nick's editor for his YouTube channel that hasn't uploaded a video in like 3 years or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a dealer. That's actually a good theory. Supplier of medicinal products. Yeah, I'm actually starting to believe you now. Do you think that Nick will ever bounce back from this? Personally, I have zero interest in anything he may try to do moving forward. My only interest is the outcome of his current situation. It's certainly possible that he could. I never think that anyone is beyond redemption. But the thing with trust is once bitten, twice shy. He'll never regain his old audience. The people that have seen him exposed will never return to him, except for maybe like a couple people, maybe a handful of people. He could rebuild his career. Absolutely. I mean, if you think about like what is it? What's the Iron Man guy? I'm not a Marvel simp, so I can't remember the names or names in general. Iron Man, Tony Stark, shit. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was a crack addict and arrested and a loser. Tim Allen, also, I believe, a crack addict and a loser, arrested. And they went on to have very successful careers, right? Going into the Marvel franchise, Home Improvement. The Tim Allen stuff is actually really interesting. Like, he was literally a deadbeat loser, and then he came back and had one of the most popular family shows. You know, where he's like doing the Toolman stuff. He's like, "Ruh?" That was a good show when I was a kid. I don't care what everyone says. It was fun. It was fun family show. And I watched it when I was growing up, so I like it. But yeah, like, you can absolutely turn your life around. Will he? I doubt it. Like, there's like a 1 in 10 chance he gets back to where he was. No, you know what? Not even that. There's a 1 in 10 chance he stays clean. There's like a 1 in 100 chance he gets back to where he was. He had it all. He was the king of LawTube, of the legal streams, and that's not coming back. Emily DeBaker's got it basically at this point. She's got some good content, by the way. And like it's too dispersed now. It'll never be like it used to be. So no, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's absolutely possible. I guess I rambled on there a little bit. And Tucker Rob with a 5 says, I'd respect him even more if he went the Snowflame route. Cocaine is my god. I mean, even if he embraced like being the bad guy, people would respect that. I actually recommend that for Boogie. Like, I think that's the only way Boogie gets an internet career back is if he just embraces being the bad guy and just enjoys people hating him. Because people will hate watch. There'll always be hate watchers. Like, DSP's still going with hate watchers. Do you think he'll ever quit doing coke? I don't think he's high at the moment. I think he is complying with the drug testing. And will he stay clean after he gets everything back if he avoids jail? I have my doubts. I really have my doubts. But I think he's at least has the presence of mind to not do drugs while he's being randomly tested. Do you think he's high in this stream? Not on coke, at least. Maybe he's like got his... I think he's got a prescription for modafinil. I don't know if you can grind that up and snort it, but there could be some prescription, something that he's using, possibly, that skirts the drug laws. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Provigil replace coke? Yeah, possibly. Something like that. He does have a very nasally sound to him. There was a couple days ago. No, it was about a week ago, actually. He came on stream and he was very congested. But we'll have to see.
Expression of what is. And
all right, so the internet shits out. FFF. I can't sneed. Surely that's not the real Timcast. Timcast IRL. No, I don't think Timcast would be posting sneed memes in Rekieta's chat. Rekieta's chit. Oh, I thought it was broken, but it's just because the Rumble's shit or locals are shit or whatever.
translate that into a definitional expression of what is. And translate that into a
all right, we're going back to 1.25 speed.
What is. And
nice website you got here.
translate that into a definitional expression of what is.
Keeps happening.
Translate that into a definitional expression of what is. And I'm gonna fucking scream.
It's the water droplets. You don't understand. The water droplets are touching the screen. So I was watching Maddie, and I saw this. There was this guy that was like explaining sneeding, and it looks really funny. We might check that out at some point. That's maybe that's a Friday topic to look through the like. It was like all the dog whistles you can learn and stuff. It looks actually really interesting. I guess kudos to Josh for finding that stuff. It looks very funny. I think I'm just going to take it and watch some of those videos. They are so funny when he's explaining the sneed joke. It's great. It's literally the exact thing that I did when I tried to explain the sneed to my girlfriend. Card posting, is that what it's called? That might be the channel. Yeah, that might be the channel.
All right. It's got to be the power management thing, but I can't do it during the thing. Yeah, Ryan, please remind me like every 3 minutes, touch my screen if I don't.
This is Ryan's job. He reminds Nick to touch the screen so that it doesn't turn off while he's in the hot tub. Formerly Meme Gerfian. You rat.
Reverton says, so in what sense would Jesus have sinned? I don't believe I necessarily stated that Jesus did sin. The question is...
Didn't he say he was banging Mary Magdalene and racism and calling out God's name in vain and all sorts of things? Like, he literally said he's a regular dude, and every human has sin. That's the point of being a human, right? Or at least that's what makes us different from Jesus, is that we have sin. Like, he literally said that Jesus had sin. It's like, I don't remember saying that. Don't believe your lying ears.
Again, it's about exploring the topic in a critical approach. And the question is, if Jesus sinned in some way.
That'd be funny, actually. Why didn't he just get the devil snake with an apple wrapping around his arm? That'd be more appropriate, wouldn't it?
Does that somehow change your belief? Like, does that rattle your faith? But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was cheekily referring to Jesus as a racist because of his treatment of maybe a Canaanite woman. And it's
hey, look, the Canaanites have to go back. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. There's too many Canaanites stealing our jobs. I don't know. Oh, the website crashed again. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff. Jesus didn't have sin. Jesus took the burden of all humanity's sins by dying on the cross. Checkmate. I'm not the one delivering this argument. That's what he said.
It's a Canaanite woman. And it's
the website just breaks again. Oh man, 1.5 speed. Save us. Wake me up inside. Save me. Holy shit.
Canaanite woman, and it's Canaanite woman.
Canaanite women.
And it's
Is this like the new female cop? Canaanite woman, gun drawn. Oh no. Oh, the dead air. I think it's a phone. I think it's a phone. Like I literally think it's covered in water droplets or some shit. Like, he doesn't believe in water droplets on phones.
It's
like when you're in the shower, you're calling someone.
Woman. And it's
Is there any Canaanite women in the chat? DM me. Do you know apples float because they're 25% air? That's interesting. Is that true?
Canaanite woman. And
at one point he actually talks about oxygen and humans being made out of air, and how protons or something don't pass through each other.
Oh my fucking hell! I hopefully have fixed that.
Why do these streams?
Ah!
Any single Canaanite women in the chat? Oh my goodness. Does Rekieta float?
Hopefully I fixed
think
that.
So. Anime sucks, Cope and Sneed. Yep.
Okay, so what I was saying is, again, there's some scholar who wrote a paper. I don't know who. It doesn't matter. That was called like Jesus as a racist, and it was challenging.
Is this himself? Is he quoting himself as a scholar?
Sort of the perceptions throughout differing fucking millennia about race and the propriety of it. Jesus relies on modern day racism to tell parables, for example, the Good Samaritan, to shock the sensibilities of Jews. Does it mean that Jesus hates Samaritans? No, it doesn't. But if Jesus were alive today, it would look at it in a racist fashion. So again, the question is, let's assume the possibility that Jesus actually
if Jesus were alive today, what is this, your idea for a sitcom or something? What are you talking about?
Had kind of a naturalized racial animus. And maybe he did. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me, is what I came to the conclusion of. I don't think it changes much of fucking anything. Jesus clearly spoiled. Yeah. Again, it's...
You asked for this, chat. I wanted to end the stream. You said we had to watch this.
You're right. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
The idea is to examine things with a shifted, not a shifting, but a shifted common morality.
Isn't Jesus technically
say,
still alive?
In the Bible
like he raised from the dead, right? Then he just ascended into heaven. So technically he never died. So he should be alive. I mean, I guess he is alive today.
Jesus does or says it goes against the moral acceptance of the modern day.
Again, I'm not a scholar.
Does that make him a sinner? Does that make his sacrifice less impactful? Does it change his divinity? I don't think so.
Chat?
Not to me, but maybe it does to someone else. I don't know. That's up to them. And that's why, like people get really worked up about this topic.
Yeah, he died once, but he raised from the dead.
I went through and I explored this stuff, and like I evaluated it based on my understanding of faith, and I go, yeah, to me, this Jesus guy still kind of seems like the Son of God who really fucking matters, and who died for our sins. One thing that bothered people is I'm not so sure that I'm down with the idea that God sent Jesus specifically to get killed by humans. Like I don't necessarily think that he did that.
Oh right, I think I've heard this before. Like Nick had this theory that he sent Jesus to rule over humanity as the king on earth, like the king of the entire earth. But then humanity crucified him as a big whoopsie daisy. That makes no fucking sense, by the way. How could God be bamboozled by that? Either God is omnipotent or he is not. Like what is this weird like headcanon of the Bible? It's just completely ridiculous. And he's like, well, am I being heretical? Maybe I don't think so. What are you talking about?
But I do think that God used humans killing Jesus like for the purpose of defeating sin and death. Like I think that's cool.
So it was an accident. It happened by accident. He's like, as long as Jesus is dying by accident, I may as well just take away all the sins. Okay.
I think God was going to find a way to defeat sin and death through Christ. I think that was the important part. And how it happened is this way. I don't know. I figure if God had like another way, he could probably do it.
I'm not going to figure that. Look, let's be real here. Rewriting religious texts is how you start cults. Let's be frank for a moment.
But I have a problem with the concept of like, and this is probably the limitations of humans writing text, maybe, but I have a problem with the idea that God's like, all right, I'm gonna send my only son, you're gonna fucking kill him. And then when humans kill Jesus, he's like, why would you do that? I'm so mad at you. Why do you save you all? It's like a weird conceptual thing. And it probably is also a process, like a different perspective in how we tell stories and how we read stories. And like, those are all fine. It doesn't mean that any of the Bible is untrue or not divinely inspired or whatever you need it to be to bolster your faith and to understand it. it's also not like any sort of like justification or apologetics.
All right, what is this? What is this feel-good meme someone posted in the locals chat? There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. You know what? I like that. It makes me feel good. I think that's a good. That like, despite this guy is usually horny posting, he made one good post.
It's just okay. If I read the text, what do I get out of it? If I read the text with some assumptions or conceptions, do I get something different? I don't know. Maybe not. Most of the time, I come to the conclusion of, no, I'm pretty good with Jesus being the Son of God, who died and conquered sin and death by rising again. And yeah, I believe all that. But I've read the Bible with an...
Reader of the Healer is a bad anime. I'm sorry, it's not good. It's like shock and humor, right? The first episode of Reader of the Healer is kind of interesting, but it just becomes a harem anime really fast, and it gets very boring. If they'd stuck with the concept a bit better, it could be interesting. But no, it's really bad. I'm sorry. The first couple episodes are interesting, but it falls off real fast. Same with Goblin Slayer. Like they use these like the first episode to like shock you. Oh wow, this is edgy, and then the edginess just becomes like, what about if we replaced edginess with harem anime? Harem, yes, it's harem. Redo of the Kuma. That's literally what the story is.
Intentional assumption that maybe that's not true, and if that's not true in the way I understand it, maybe it's a better way to say it. Maybe it's not true in the way I understand it. Still good. So that's good. Just more blasphemy. I can't wait for people. So the blasphemy I've said is that Jesus Christ is the divinely created Son of God who came to earth, died, rose again, conquering sin and death. All right, I'm good. If you
No, the blasphemy is when you said Jesus was a regular guy, and that God's plan was actually just a big bamboozled by humanity. Okay, whatever.
If you call that blasphemy, then go for it. But
if you call the things that I said blasphemy when I was blaspheming, then you're just a loser who can't listen to what I'm saying when I was clearly joking, or maybe I just thought it was interesting to talk about. Like, fuck off. Actual cope tub.
Again, people will, when you say, let's read with this intentionality, and also don't listen to me because I'm not a preacher, I'm not a theologian, I'm just a guy like taking a literary look at the Bible and exploring the topics and thinking through it. I'm that guy, and you shouldn't take my word as the informing of your faith, other than to maybe inform you how to take your own approach to it. And people are like, see, he's preaching, he's telling people exactly what the Bible says. Like, no, it's the opposite.
Bible
you think Jesus
study
had prejudice
with
he should have repented for? I sin? I don't know. No, I did. Do you not listen? I determined that I don't care if he did or.
Look, this is my brain on the left here, the smooth chicken breast koala brain. Look at it. But this is also Nick's brain on the left here. This is chat's brain, I guess, your brain. Bumpy, weird, gross wrinkles, ugly, thanks equals sad, boo. This is mine and Nick's brain. Smooth, no wrinkles, cute, can't think, no sad. That's how it is. That's how it be. Look at that deliciously smooth brain.
Or not.
Unironically, this is really what a koala's brain looks like. Like, no joking. This is a koala's brain. Koalas are so dumb that they will starve to death if there's grass if there's eucalyptus leaves, which is what they eat, on the ground, because food is on trees. That's how a koala's brain works. So koalas will starve to death if you put food on the ground. You have to put it in a tree for them. They also just eat an opium. Yeah, an opiate. Eucalyptus is so they're high their entire lives, and the opiate dissolves their teeth. So there is no old koalas. They all die at young age when they starve to death because their teeth don't work anymore. They also share chlamydia. They gave chlamydia to humans. All sorts of things. Koalas are terrible, but they're adorable.
I don't think it matters to me. Would it matter to you if he did? What do you think?
All right, we're going back up to one. Oh, we're already at 1.25 speed. Koalas
I'm listening.
degens.
I hear you. Did he or didn't he sin? I don't know. I don't care if he did. Why do you need me to make a definitive statement for you? Is it because that there's like the professions of faith that say that he died sinless or whatever? Like, if you need that to be true, then that's true. Go for it. I don't know. My thing is, I don't care if he sinned or not. My view is he didn't sin. Great. My view is I was
Drop
there.
bears are smarter
Seemed to
than
be a pretty
koalas.
damn good guy, better than anybody else around. So if he did sin in some way that like I'm not aware of, I don't know. But
do you know?
Well, according to the
platypuses,
this is where
they
it's
lay
interesting,
eggs too. Monotremes.
According to the Pharisees, he did sin when he healed the woman on the Sabbath. And he corrected them, but these were legalists about the Jewish law. And like, what? No. You have to tell me you can't do this. Remember that the rabbis of the day are calling this man a sinner. We've determined that he doesn't now. But that's part of the whole fucking discussion I'm having. Is like there is a shifting perception of sin. Whether or not there's a shifting reality of sin is a different question.
Actually, platypus are not poisonous. They're venomous. if you inject something into it, it's a venom. Spiders are venomous. Pufferfish are poisonous. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. But yeah, you're correct. Only the male platypus, though, is venomous. It's on their back thumb finger, if I remember correctly.
But there's a shifting perception of sin. Many people today would consider Christ of the Bible to be.
Hey, look, I got to say something to keep this. This is the bottom
Does that
of the
mean he's
barrel.
less perfect? No. Many
This
would
should
consider
be
him to be
10
less
more
perfect.
minutes,
Well, he hung
hopefully.
around with whores and prostitutes and tax
Oh
collectors.
my God.
And, you know, politicians or
Well,
whatever.
buddy.
And some people think that in and of itself is negative. They're like, well, or they like excuse it going, well, I couldn't do that, but only Jesus could do that. It's like, well, I mean, maybe that's right, maybe it's not, but that wouldn't stop people today. Like, would PPP consider someone who hung around me to be a sinner just by default? Maybe, right? I don't know. I haven't.
What is his statement? Why is PPP going to think that someone hangs around you as a sinner? No, hanging around you does not make you a sinner. Sinning makes you a sinner. It's that fucking simple. You could be playing a funny game. Funny game's coming up. Not tonight, but it's next. The funny game is scheduled for next stream when there isn't a news topic. So probably directly after the Friday stream. After the first stream after the Friday stream is probably the funny game.
But there are people out there who believe that who you associate with is definitionally sin. So Jesus, the Pharisees of the time would have said that Jesus was a sinner based on the company he kept. They tried over and over. He corrected them, but he gets to correct them because he's God, right? That's cool. It's nice. That's nice out. But,
I mean, I guess you're right. Jesus hung around whores, and Nick does too.
What I believe
Checkmate.
about Jesus
Perfect.
being a
Yeah, you got
sinner
me.
is simply that I don't care if Jesus sinned or not, because I don't think that changes what Jesus did at all. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
remember
think-
to stream it correctly for game.
I don't think Jesus needed to be sinless to conquer death, but I'll accept that he was.
Completely
How's that?
backpedaling on his
I'll accept that
edgy
Jesus was
statement.
sinless and conquered death. I just don't know that he needed it because I feel like God could figure that out if he wanted to. God figured a lot of shit out. But I think again that goes.
God figured a lot of shit out. Wow, what a take. Oh man, God, he got that God guy. He figured some shit out. What do you mean? What stuff? You mean fucking everything in the entire universe? God, he figured some shit out. You mean everything? Oh my goodness. Like, what was there before God? Well, nothing. Oh, he figured some shit out. And now there's everything. Wow, great. Oh my goodness. Whoa, buddy. Whoa,
Back to my point. People are really pissed off that I make fun of David.
God is a big brain.
Whatever.
True.
That's because David's an asshole.
True and real.
How would you know if Jesus sinned if you can't trust the text and say he didn't sin? Because you're trusting the scribe, man. But I know it's divinely inspired, etc., etc., etc. But why do you need to trust that Jesus didn't sin? That's my question. Why do you need that to be true?
That's a good question. I haven't checked out his channel. Let's take a look while we listen
The
to
serious
this.
question for you is: if
this
Jesus
banter.
sinned, do you no longer believe in Jesus?
Let me see. What is it? RekietaLaw, right?
And to me,
RekietaLaw? Is there a space
if
between
Jesus
law
sinned,
and-
I still think he's. I think he's good.
I found the Twitch channel. Wait, what is? It's one word, right? RekietaLaw.
Or else he wouldn't have been a perfect sacrifice. Okay, so this gets into a paradox. All right.
All right. Oh wow, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Let's have a look. Has he been losing subscribers? Yes. Only every day for the last year. Monthly subscriber growth. Okay, so the last time he gained subscribers was in May 2022. So 3 years ago was the only time he gained subscribers. June 2022. So only 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Minus 1,000, 0, 1,000, 10,000, minus 2,000, minus 2,000, 1,000, 0, 2,000, minus 2,000, minus 6,000. So as of the arrest, he lost an additional 6,000 people. Oh my goodness. 400 subscriber party coming soon, guys. He's just got another 38,000 subscribers to go, and we can celebrate 400,000 subscribers just like, what's that guy's name? Jim Sterling.
And this is a paradox of God's omnipotency. Okay? The paradox of omnipotence is that when you have
Another
a construct
win
of
for the
omnipotence,
toe.
say God,
Hey,
who
look, the
creates
toe's got
everything.
his own problems. He's going to be dealing
Can
with
God
some big
bind
toes in
himself
prison.
out of omnipotence? So if you need to have a perfect sinless sacrifice, then you've bound omnipotence into less than omnipotence. That means that God cannot accomplish his task unless the sacrifice is perfect, which means that God is subject to a rule. But if God is omnipotent, then God is the rule maker. And yes, this is all linguistic, human construct framing of the concepts, which is why I go, look, if my brain
Where is my
hears that Jesus
38
sinned, do I go,
local
oh
scale?
my God, now I don't believe in him? No, I don't. I'm trying not to limit myself by my own misunderstandings. That's the entire point of the exercise.
No locals, no
But
gift.
hey,
That's the way it is.
people do what they want. I don't believe that God is bound to a set of rules. Like, well, you gotta have a perfect sacrifice. Well, why? You're the guy who makes the rule. Like, fucking Aladdin figured this out, right? Jasmine's like, Daddy,
So
you
let's
don't.
see. But is he like Boogie, where he has subs but he has low views? I think Boogie gets more subs. Boogie gets more views than Nick. I'm pretty sure. Like, but it's a different format. Like live views versus video count is a completely different metric. And I think if I looked at Nick's stats from today, so he had about, I think it was like 800 people watching on YouTube and 1,100 are watching on Rumble. So I think we can chalk that up to about 15,000 people. 15,000 people live, maybe watching in total. But the money's not coming in. There's still donations, maybe a couple $100 a day, but the donations aren't coming in like they used to. It's different downward trend. And the donations aren't even the biggest money you get from YouTube, a big YouTube career. It's actually the sponsorships. The sponsorships aren't coming in to the point where he's literally shilling dog food today for $50. $50 a read. And like I said, I actually got an offer while I was streaming yesterday. A regular offer for a sponsorship is something like this: $500 to shill. Like this is like it's not NordVPN, but it's like a VPN. It's like, do you want to include a 1-minute segment and talk about a VPN for $500? And I don't believe in the product, so I said no. I didn't take this. Also because this guy's got an Indian name, and I don't want to deal with any poo in the loos. Just kidding, Indians. I love you. But that's what like a real. This is what like an offer like a dinky little channel like mine can get. But he's shilling dog food for $50, and then the dog food's not selling. Why don't we sell emergency? Oh no, sorry. Why don't we sell electric magnetic spectrum frequency detection? What the fuck was these things again? He was selling these EMF badges. Again, $50 in Rumble Studio for trying to scam your audience for $30 buttons that protect you from the magic of cell phones. That's how I think it's pretty self-evident that it's not a good time and that it's not what it used to be. Faraday pills, yes. Turn your body into a Faraday cage with snake oil.
You can just change the law so I don't have to marry a prince and instead I can marry a bum. And he's like, but why would I do that? I guess for you, Michael. But like, we're going to suggest that the Sultan of fucking Agrabah has a better grasp on omnipotence than God of the universe? I don't know. Like, I have a problem with that.
For an interesting comparison, actually. So if you want to know how far Nick has fallen, the premium Geiger counters, yes, you can get those too. If you go onto my channel and you go to the oldest videos, probably, I think it's, let me see, is it my oldest uploaded? It's one of my first few videos. So back when I wasn't actually planning to do anything with this channel, there's a lot of Johnny Depp shit out in here. I forgot how much I did about that. Let's filter this to what's visible, because I think I decided I wanted to unlist those. Public, oldest videos. Okay, if you go to my fourth oldest video, it's called Follow the Money. This is how much LordTube makes in super chats. And then I have a second one called This is how much YouTubers earned for the Johnny Depp trial. I think, yeah, you can actually see how much people made. So I do a, this is actually how I made friends with people on LordTube, is that I made this video, or one of these videos, and people said, hey, these stats are actually very good. And Nick himself actually, I think, is one of the comments in one of the previous videos. And Nick confirmed that my numbers are accurate, at least within a range of like, 5 or 10%. And oh, look at that. There's actually an Agrabah right here. Jafar roll. Hey, look, it's I forgot I put on Civil Law as Jafar, with Hoeg on as Iago, and we've got Legal Vices as the Sultan. I forgot about this. But yeah, let me see. Wow, what a visionary I used to be when I had what is it? When I had hope. So Emily DeBaker, she made I estimate for Johnny Depp $260,000. Let me see. Asmongold made $1.6 million by my estimation. Uncivil Law was $14,000, I think. What was Nick? Hogue was 21,000. Where's Nick? Where's Nick? Oh, okay. Let's just go to the end. Let's just go to the end and look at my estimation based on all the data I put in here was Lauren Klein made about 6 million, Asmund made 3 million total, Emily made 270,000, Nick made 230,000, Legal Bates made about 200,000, Tug maybe about 100,000, DUI guy and Legal Mindset about 20,000 each. Legal Mindset told me this is pretty accurate as well. So I had 2 videos where I went through financial records and things like that. And in both of those videos, I had either Nick himself when he was reporting it and or Legal Mindset saying that this is pretty good, pretty accurate stuff. So to go from getting $200,000 to $50 dog food, that's what the reality is. Asmongold isn't LawTube. Asmongold isn't LawTube. That's not the point. That's not the point. Okay. It was just an analysis of what different channels were making. And I thought it was interesting because some people don't realize just how much Asmund makes from his clip channels and from live streaming it. Now, I don't know the exact Twitch stats, but based off his insane amount of clip content, he was making a lot of money. Okay. I know Asmongold is not a lawyer, but he made a lot of money. Alrighty. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Swagon. Yeah, like those are old videos. Like I think they're like the oldest videos on my channel. Check them out. They're kind of interesting. It's fun to see. It's fun to see just how much you can make if you have a dedicated fan base that shows up, and then it makes you question what makes a man turn on his back on his fan base for a crumb of pussy from a slag that was married to the toe. Is Asmongold LawTube? Yes, he is.
Problem with that. He found himself voluntarily. But why? Why? Similar idea to allowing human free will. He limited himself but could have done otherwise. Yeah, but if he could have done otherwise, then he's not actually limited. He's saying, look, I'm only going to drink Diet Cokes. I could drink a regular Coke, though. But now if I don't drink a Diet Coke, I'm not divine. God doesn't ascribe it.
Sorry, I can't talk about Nick because he's just so boring at the moment. Asmund rolls around in roaches. Yeah, like so my girlfriend hates roaches. Japanese people in general hate roaches. But it's summer, so there's like roaches outside now from time to time. And every time she sees one, she screams. I showed her the clip of when Asmund was streaming and the roach just climbs up his vest or something and sits there. And then he like grabs it and just puts it back into his room. He's like, here you go, little buddy. And she actually physically screamed when she saw that. It was really funny. I feel bad for doing it, but it was so much fun. Oh, my goodness.
His own divinity.
Actually, a previous girlfriend who is obviously no longer with me, there was some origami, and I was doing origami at the time, and I found out how to do an origami cockroach. So I got some black origami paper and made an origami cockroach. And then at one point I threw it at her, like in her kitchen, and she hit me. Oh my goodness, she hit me. But it's funny when girls hit you because they can't really do any damage, right? It's adorable. It's even endearing sometimes. Yeah, I wasn't the best boyfriend at times, but I have a little bit of a mean streak. But like, there's no, yeah, it's just a paper. It's just paper. Come on now. Yeah, Roach Gang, rise up.
His divinity is by existence. Again, this is all working through like human constructs of supernatural things beyond human comprehension. The idea is that like trying to contemplate eternity, infinity, or timelessness are things that we can't do. We have to create constructions that have a set of rules that we understand around them. And that I think is the one limitation, the biggest limitation of the Bible.
There we go. Another local Zell. One thing that I really like is like, so when you see like, they have like the subtle like baldo in the locals local, or it's like lol cows. You might not have noticed that. Like, so if you watch a list of clips, there's like, it says like, I think it's just baldo now, but it used to just say lol cows instead of locals, and nobody noticed it for like the longest time. So like a little bit of subtle humor. That's great. Let's see. Is this
stand around it? And that I think is the one limitation, the biggest limitation of the Bible.
My girlfriend.
And that I think is the one limitation, the biggest limitation of the Bible.
JF's
maybe I haven't updated yet. Maybe it's my fault.
What?
I don't know.
She is a secret agent.
Really fucking angry.
And now it is time for the insemination.
But if we are unable to comprehend God, then how are you able to speak about God?
What happened to JF?
Are you worried about being still alive? No, that's the thing.
Is he still free? He totally murdered his wife. Let's be honest. The potato is dead. The day of the the potato chip came. Or
bro, you don't understand how air molecules go into your body and make your dick hard. Like you don't actually understand that.
Yes, I do. So air molecules actually don't really play that much of a part in an erection. An erection, a penis is actually like a blood-filled bladder. So you don't actually need oxygen in the blood to do that, but the oxygen enters through your mouth. It goes into the lungs absorb it and add it to the bloodstream. That circulates around the body for about a minute, and then it is returned to the lungs where it's breathed out as carbon dioxide. And there's only like, I think there's only like 30% oxygen in the air anyway. It's like 30% oxygen, more like 60% nitrogen or something like that. But yeah, it's just a bladder essentially. It fills up and then it locks off. So yes, I actually do know how that works. It's actually pretty fucking simple. Mouth breathe. Oh no, I exposed myself as a mouth breather. All right, you got me. I should have said the air comes through your nose. All right, I'm actually confirmed a mouth breather. Holy shit. Is it 20%? Okay, there you go. Oh my goodness, how did you get me in 4K? Wow.
Like I don't care what your degree is in.
Holy
you
shit.
do not know how an O2
Destroy.
molecule goes from here into my lung, into my blood, to make my blood strong, to go down to my penis and make it erect. Like, you don't know how that happens. Like, you could maybe say you know that it happens.
There's no air in blood. Yeah, well, there's oxygen in blood. If you want to consider oxygen to be air, they're kind of interchangeable as terms, but obviously they're slightly different. But yeah, technically, it's just the oxygen.
But the process by which that occurs is fucking phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible and so far outside of a basic understanding of reality. When you think about it, like,
no, that's how we understand reality to be. Now, sometimes we learn different things about reality, or we learn that we were wrong in the past. But no, that's our understanding of reality. Actually, lots of people understand it. That's how fucking science works.
explain air to yourself. Who was it? Pete Holmes has this great little bit, and he's like,
Oh my god.
he's like,
This is like listening to Joe talk about the speed of light.
explain molecules. Well, the first thing he says, he's like, you think you're in your house right now? Zoom out. You're standing on a space rock, floating through infinite nothingness. That's getting
all right.
big.
Here's what's happening. So you see this cup I have with water in it? How do I know that's water? How do I know I'm not a brain in a tube being fed stimuli from a computer and the entire world is not a simulation? How do I know this is water and not lava, but my brain makes it feel like water? How do I know? Do you really know for certain? Yeah, actually, I do know for certain. But like, this is the argumentation you have to get the cocaine in his house not being his. It's like, well, do you really know if water is water? Maybe. Do you know 100%? If you cannot say with 100% certainty that this is water and not some simulation, then obviously the drugs are not mine and the cops placed them there. How do you know they're my drugs? This is the logic. What's happening? This was actually happening. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Magnets are magic. That is true. No, the way magnets work is actually pretty simple. Magnets contain pieces of gravity, which make them suck towards each other. There you go.
Like, that's fucking impossible to understand. And then he says, think about molecules. Like, there's a set of molecules that make up Pete Holmes and a set of molecules that make up a chair. And when he sits on them, those molecules, one, don't pass through each other. And two, they know what they are. Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool, actually, the way that happens. So like, there's like 99% space between molecules, but it's because of the magnetic fields that we don't just pass through each other. So it's literally because of magnets.
they know that when he stands back up, the molecules that are Pete stay on Pete.
It's magnetic fields and polar electrical fields, right? Like electrons and protons, right?
Molecules that are chair stay on the chair. Like, this fucking, it's almost impossible for us to understand no matter how many science books we've read. But we know that.
I like this theory.
Reality itself around you is
Magnets have
absolutely
miniature
incomprehensible. And yet, we get it. We can describe it imperfectly. Like, well,
I should take my IQ test after listening to 1 hour. That's like the Dark Souls of IQ tests, is if you take it after listening to 1 hour of the hot tub stream.
molecules go through. It's like, well, because there's like these electron clouds, man. And like those clouds generate a charge, and that charge is like repulsive. It's like strongly repulsive, like some magnets and shit. Like, no, it's like really weak. But like strong enough to keep your ass from falling through a chair. Because there's enough space between your ass molecules and chair molecules that you would pass through it if you were allowed to.
Stop me. Did I miss
like,
this
it makes
one?
you
I don't know,
weird.
maybe. I'm just trying to get you to think.
And we go, well,
Did I
of
miss
course
these
it
ones?
does.
Thank you for the 2.
All right.
And Mara says,
think I had
why
this
is he
conversation when we
backpedaling
were
this, do you
in high
think?
school.
Because he received pushback. Because people complained and said no. And then he's like, oh, okay, I better reverse my position until people like me again. It's the same reason most people backpedal for any reason. It's just because like they say something they think will be well received. It's not well received. And then you change your position because you just want people to like you. It's just for attention. That's why he's changing his opinion and trying to seem smarter and appear superior to people.
Of course you did.
At least that's would be my assumption. I'm not
But
an
that's the whole
armchair
point, like,
philosopher or whatever.
Why do we need perfect understanding
But
of
I don't
something
know,
that we, to accept its reality? You'll never have it. If you describe God as incomprehensible, then you're comprehending it. No, I didn't describe. Even Kant pointed out that this is self-defeating.
Someone needs to send in a question to Nick. Could God microwave a burrito so hot that even he could not eat it? This might blow up the hot tub streams when he gets this through his noodle. He'd be like, "Wow, man, I've never heard that one before." Jesus, whoa, that'd be a hot burrito, boys.
It's not. You're not comprehending something by saying it's incomprehensible. You're
Johnny
saying that
Somali is coming
we have
back to
limited
Japan
knowledge
next
set.
month. I don't think
and a
so.
limited amount of time to access said knowledge and a limited amount of
If Johnny
opportunity.
Somali comes
So what
back
we
to
do is we
Japan,
create
I'll go say
constructs
hello to him if he comes.
Then help
to
us understand
my
the basis
city.
of reality to the level that's
Or maybe
necessary
Tokyo.
to
We'll
function.
I will
We
go
just
up
do that.
and
Say, yeah,
pay him a
it's
little
not to say
bit.
that God is incomprehensible. It's that God is incomprehensible. It's a way different thing. Theoretically, it's comprehensible if you have perfect knowledge, but you don't, and you won't ever. But can we theoretically?
Theoretically, if you could comprehend God, you could, but you don't, so you can't. Okay. Thank you, Baldo man. I understand now. I have reached a higher plane.
Comprehend God perfectly? Sure. Yes. But you're not gonna.
I said that last time. That's true. I did. I have to fulfill that
when you assign
promise.
properties to it,
So
and
if
you're
I
walking into
go see him,
self-defeating.
then I
No,
would
you're
have
not. What are you talking
completed that,
about?
right? That's your 5Ks
Air
local subscriber
exists.
gift.
I can't see it. I can study it and learn about it, but I can't tell you how it functions in my lungs perfectly. So I create a construct that says I have bronchioles that accept air molecules into my bloodstream through a complicated chemical process. And it happens. It's incomprehensible to me. I'm sure it
Explains the process. This is incomprehensible. Okay.
with enough study, you could maybe start
Holy
to describe it
shit.
adequately. But just a basic thing like that. Or tell me how chlorophyll actually fucking makes grass green and convert oxygen into carbon dioxide through a chemical process, bonding.
Well, they
Two
eat
different,
oxygen and
elements
so
together.
they eat carbon
You
dioxide
can
and
start to
fart
do it,
oxygen.
but to perfectly describe
But you know, actually, a lot of plants reverse that process during night because the photosynthesis, the light is obviously a key component of it. So plants don't actually just produce oxygen all day and night. Like literally at nighttime, they produce CO2. Those rat plants.
the mechanisms no one does. So we create these constructs and allow ourselves.
What I'm saying
to
is we should cut down
short-circuit our
trees
limited
to reduce
understanding for the purpose
CO2
of not
emissions.
Sitting there, you die trying to figure out why your breakfast fed you rather than just eating the breakfast.
What? What is this verbal hall of mirrors that I'm listening to? It's just like distractions. What the fuck is he saying?
How do you know something is different than the ontological status of something?
Oh my god.
Where do you get your information about God? Oh, I get it from my balls. There's a whole the whole concept is an exploration of how we determine the information about God. I do it by analyzing the work that he left behind in the Bible. I also do it from my internal understanding of God that's divinely written on it.
Unironically, he has to be able to explain a metabolite because it's part of his legal defense. And like he literally said he was looking it up to try and defend it on Chrissy's stream. He's done a lot of research about drug tests to try and muddy the waters. He's like, well, you know, coke can get into your hair follicles like this, but have you considered a different drug, meth? When you smoke it, it saturates the air, and now it's a different test result. Are you sure he isn't high? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but it wouldn't surprise me. He is doing the random drug testing, unless he's sneaking in a fake fucking bladder. And apparently, the toilet you go do the random piss takes at. Random piss takes is another good name for his stream. But apparently, the random piss take place you go to has mirrors everywhere, so you can see every angle of your dick. So you can't, like, he literally said this on Chrissy's stream. He said, like, even if I wanted to sneak in a fake bladder, I couldn't because there's like the panopticon of dick pics when I go to take a piss or some shit. I don't know. Fortunately, I'll never have to experience the dick panopticon. I guess you never know, right? But what a fucking weird thing. Mirrors on all angles. Oh my goodness.
Every molecule of my being, which I should theoretically be able to access, as made in the image of God, I can have perfect divine understanding of him if only I look inside myself. So there you go. You make this question way too complicated, man. But that's the point. All of my ramblings about the Bible are not to be taken as definitive truth. Actually, quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite.
Here's what I think about the Bible. If you listen to me, then you're an idiot. Okay, got it. I knew that going into this, but I mean, here it is.
Opposite. It's just a partner in exploration of a
This is 1.25 speed, by the way. This is 1. Let's go down to like regular speed and see what it's like.
So, and then people take it and they're like, Nick believes this. It's like, actually, I don't believe that at all, but that's fun.
Alcoholic took the bottle. It sounds like his drunk voice almost. Like I actually got used. Did you guys notice it was a 1.5? I just got used. Like I just adapted to it, and I thought he was just rambling like a little bit fast or something. But now, like when you listen to it in like regular speed, it's an hour of this. An hour of
Let me
this.
see. They kept out the Gnostics. Wasn't that also God written and inspired? Yeah, well, the Gnostics were gay.
There you go. There's your drink gay joke reference. That's one time speed. This is one time, like
That's their problem.
we just got used to listening to the 1.5 speed because nothing was happening, and still nothing's happening.
That's true. I don't think I've no Reaverton.
We're
you
about
are
to end
consistent with me.
MG.
Other
Law.
people are.
We're pretty close to
Sorry
the
if
end of
I'm
the
finding
stream. The chat sentenced
No, I just
me
said
to
you're
the
making
Shadow
I
Realm
think you're making the
for
problem
1
or
hour
the conversation
watching
more
the
complex than it
tub
needs to be.
stream, but it's almost done. It's almost done.
But I'm not taking offense. I'm not offended. I'm not harmed.
But
But that's why I think
well,
that's why I
thank you
like
if this is
discussing the
sincere.
issue.
I appreciate it. I hope
and
you
would lo-
enjoy
like
it.
I would
I
love
only
these
live to
debates
entertain
and discussions
an
over
A-log.
like breakfast or.
That's why I'm wearing a suit. I'm a professional A-log now. And moving on
I
up
don't
in
drink
the
coffee, but
A-log
tea or
world.
something. I do that all
Oh, my
day,
goodness.
one-on-one, because like you can safely have like vigorous discussion, explore a topic, and like you can have grace and charity in that. But when you go online, people think that anytime you're talking that you're presenting yourself with authority, even when you're trying to not do that. All that's fair enough, but if you throw out Paul's letters, how is Christianity coherent? I didn't throw out Paul's letters.
Oh my goodness.
I think that there might be context to some of Paul's letters. I think there might be target audiences and temporal understandings, but I don't know what they are. I just think there might be.
I forgot about the temporal understandings. Yes. It's always a good one.
I think there's self-evident. I think there's self-evident context to Paul's letters, based on the contemporary nature of time and place in which they're written and audience to whom they're written. But that's okay.
This is a sneak peek at his legal defense. Just bamboozle the audience, I mean the jury, with nonsense. Oh, you look handsome in a suit. Oh, thank you. It's so hot right now. Like it's like 38 degrees today. What is that in Fahrenheit for my American friends? I mean, I call them friends, but 38 C to F. It's 100. It was over 100 Fahrenheit today, and I had to walk around in a suit because I legitimately have a reason to be wearing this. I had a business meeting today. I know, like I said, you guys think I'm neat. I'm a neat, but I'm not. I'm trying to start something up over here, and it was fucking hot, man. It was brutal walking with a suit. Like typically, like in summer, I just wear a t-shirt and shorts for like 3 months short, 3 months, the entire 3 months, whatever I was going to say there. I'm sorry. I'm getting hot tub brain rot. I can't even think anymore. It's 30 in Germany. Wow, that's really hot too, actually. Was your meeting with Legal Mindset? Legal Mind? No. I'm seeing Legal Mindset on Sunday. He said he should be in Osaka that day. But no, it's unrelated to anything on this channel. It's for the other channel, actually. But yeah.
These things don't bother.
It's going to be like 41. By the way, it's going up to 41 like next week, apparently. 41 is 105.8 Fahrenheit. Like it's actually already been recorded. It's skivvy hot tub. I would pay to see that edit. If you just have like a little Nick head in a little hot tub with this blue water, and it's just skibbity doop dup 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 doo, whatever it is, skibbity beep. That would be an edit I would pay to see, probably.
But I think here's what maybe you're getting at. Do I think that humans have taken a false understanding of some aspects of the Bible or of divinity out of perhaps a misreading, a misapplication, or something of the text? Yeah.
Still not as bad as Rekieta's fever.
That's not a problem with the faith, and that's not a problem with
Hey,
the
actually, isn't
doctrine.
that
That's a
true?
problem
That's
with us.
true. I didn't even think about that.
But hey, guess what?
He said
God's
107, right?
perfection and infinite wisdom
107
by
is what?
giving us a savior
20,
who gives us grace to
42
fuck it
degrees
up
Celsius?
and to
What
get
the
it wrong.
Yeah, I'm living the
that's pretty
Rekieta
cool.
fever dream right now.
There's some old streams where I used to say that a lot specifically.
Oh
Is
my
that
goodness, that's
my-
insane. It's so funny because like that's degrees where your brain just starts melting, right? Like it just starts boiling. Oh my god.
There's some old streams where I used to say that a lot specifically.
All right, wait. There's only two minutes
Is that
left of this, guys. 2 minutes left.
I had literally just touched the screen. So I'm not sure what it
Rekieta's
is.
fever was
Maybe I need to update
107, yeah.
something. I don't know. But hey, I was going to be on for about 20, 30 minutes, and I've been on for 50. It's late. I've
Felt
got an early
like
morning
longer.
tomorrow.
It felt like
and a
longer
big
than
day with the
50.
kids. So I'm going
give
to
up. Yeah, I'm a
buzz
completionist.
out for the night.
I should really
Hope you
clip this
guys have a
shit so
great one.
it can get
Wait,
through this
there's
faster.
a tip from Espresso D. Sorry, Says Rekieta, that's actually reasonable. Also, thanks for being under the thumb of government in order to teach us this lesson. Oh, wait.
Oh, look at that. He got a tip after an hour of hot tubbing. Good for him.
Yeah. Just wait. Just you wait. I think there's
This is
again.
I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it down to 1x speed again so we can hear how slow he's talking.
The story will be told in court, and then it can be discussed further when everything's done. But there's a lot. There's a lot. And once I'm able to tell it, one way or another, win, lose, draw, whatever it is.
I actually feel like I'm watching this in slow motion.
You know, there's a lot.
It's
to
crazy.
this.
Back to
It's
1.5 speed.
In many ways, it's been
There we go.
much more painful than you guys know.
Back to Skibbity Nick.
You'll probably be hearing about it.
Man in hot tub telling you how painful it's been for him. I mean, he's got all this free time now that the kids are gone. What is he complaining about, right? Tuesday Money says, hey, it's a Thursday. Why am I getting money? Thank you, though. For $5. I'm not sure how I found you, but I am enjoying the content listening while working. Oh, I appreciate that. I think my time zone is really weird to stream in. It's like really early for most people. It's really convenient for me, but in Japan, it's like, well, it's past midnight here actually now. So obviously I know a lot of people kind of watch this stream while they're getting to work or preparing and stuff. So I'm glad for that. It's always good to find like a little spot. It's surprising to get like these sort of numbers in this time slot too. Like it's quite rare, I think. Like obviously the Rekieta streams are bigger than my regular streams, but like 1,000 people at this time of the day, that's phenomenal. Thank you everyone for coming and watching. I much appreciate it. We have a bit of a chuckle, we have a bit of a laugh, and yeah, we have a good time.
And some of the shit, if I told you now, and again, this is guilty or not guilty, okay? Guilty or not guilty, it doesn't matter.
Guilty. There we go. We solved the case, boys.
Some of the shit that has that I've discovered in this process about like how everything came to be and everything like that is you won't believe it.
Well, look at that. Love the pie with their first. Oh no, it's their third super chat. Okay.
You know,
the third time's the charm, right?
Someday.
The $3.33. How convenient.
Fighting for my family, fighting for my freedom.
He definitely on something. How did you do? How did you
we'll
plan that in advance?
The rest of that
That's
will
crazy. 333 and the third
catch you
super chat.
tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Shit, I'm not going to commit to that. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Again, looking to
He'll be streaming next week, guys. Don't worry. He promised 3 streams a week. Is coming back real soon.
Move to 3 streams a week and find a consistent schedule there as the next sort of stepping stone to get back into streaming consistently and often.
In the UK.
And then more of this local
I make
stuff.
fun of the UK people a lot, but
hey,
I love
Aussie,
my UK
stop saying you haven't been a
fans.
good friend. Stop, get that shit out of here, man.
Wait, Aussie Overlord in the Rumble chat? What? He was here the whole wait, wait a second. What is this? What did Aussie say? Aussie, no. I know I haven't been a good friend, but you know I'm only a call away if you need to vent. Thinking of you, mate. Aussie, no. All right, I'm changing my opinion. I believe the granny story now. He definitely banged the granny for the PS5. No, I mean they're friends. What can you say, right?
And then more of this local stuff.
Oh my goodness.
So, hey, Aussie, stop saying you haven't been a good friend. Stop and get that shit out of here, man. You're just fine.
All right. When I wait, hold on a second. All right. My face when I saw Aussie in the Nick chat. I'm sorry, Hayden. I love Hayden. I'm sorry, Hayden. I had to play it though. What are you doing in the Baldo chat? Oh. Oh, PS5 confirmed. All right, that's the end of the stream, boys. I apologize. I honestly do apologize. I do like Hayden. I think he's my friend. But he never invites me on anything, so I feel sad sometimes. All right, chat. That's the end of the stream. Have a good night. Looks like there's no one to stream to, so we'll just peace out. We'll be back. See ya. Peace. Have a good one.